We've got audio, and we can already see because we've also got video as well. Very well. Shabbat Shalom, honorable judges, my most esteemed friends, LVE tribe, as well as everyone listening to us and accompanying us. On this rather precious, cloudy, kinda cold, spectacular day of Shabbat from California, the US of A, belonging to the 24th of Ishar. Ishar is on its way out, last week of Ishar of the year 5993 from creation. This belongs to the 1st of June. We've gone into June of the year 2024. We shall study yet another chapter of Wisdom and Discipline, part 19. With a rather spectacular title, with a spectacular subject that's transcendental. Can we change the apocalypse, part 2? We are in the countdown of the Omer. Today is, it's not written here, today is week 5, last day of week 5, day 35. Which means is that we are 15 days, and when the sun goes down, 14 days, 2 weeks from Shavuot. And in Shavuot, we shall have a subject that's rather related, part of Can We Change the Apocalypse, but absolutely phenomenal. I'll tell it to you from right now, and I'll start to promote it so that you do not miss out on it, so that you pay attention, because there is a subject that is rather very astonishing within 2 weeks. But today is a subject that's absolutely astonishing. We are studying and we're discovering and we're seeing that everything is a parable. And also, I need for you to listen to what today I will teach, and that you watch this video many times, trying to understand what I say and not what you think I say or what you understand that I say, but rather what I am actually saying, so that you comprehend this subject that we'll study today. It's a difficult one. It's a subject that will surprise you in certain ways, and it's fundamental for this world, for humanity, and for this whole creation. So then, without any further ado, let us seek our Elohim. Beloved Yahweh, we give you thanks for this so precious day of Shabbat. We give you thanks because we are studying, we are seeing, we are learning that you have a plan which is concealed, a plan that no one can see except for the children of Elohim. I ask you that today we may comprehend what you have written, concealed, that is for the kings, that we can discern what really is the master plan for what you have done, for what you created in this 6,000 years. I thank you for all this in your precious name, Yahweh Sebaot. Alleluia. Yahweh has blessed with one more year of life the fallen members of the Eternal Truth: Gloria Noemi Casillas Aceves, Mexico; Edwin Neira Chile; Daniel Hernandez Marin, Mexico; Carolina Rojas, Venezuela; Chukti Rojas, Venezuela; Ross Castro, Chile; Fernando Antonio Gutierrez Columna, the Dominican Republic; Justin, Nicaragua; Eliani Ogando, the Dominican Republic; Abraham Castillo Bolaños, Mexico; Kiara Matsuyama dos Santos, Japan; Grayscale Hernandez de Herrera, Colombia; Daniel Ogando, the Dominican Republic. To each and every one of you, a great big hug on behalf of all the Eternal Truth. May it be the very last birthday that you have under the government of Babylon. That is our wish. Last greeting, you already know. The new that I am implementing, it is not that I decided, but Rather, those that notice about these things, and if they have some actual direct complaints, they go to Gabriel Heyer, because he's the one that checks who of the ones that listen to LVE demonstrate that they don't really listen anymore, or they demonstrate that they don't even watch the videos or posts or anything to do with LVE, as if they are completely in something else. So then, and I may be wrong, maybe they do have communication with me, and I tell the truth, I have communication with so many people that maybe I even slips my mind. But please, partners, if we make a mistake and if we are wrong in what I'm about to mention, then that's the time to get in touch with and say, no, I do listen every Shabbat. I love the subjects. Please do not delete me. Exactly. If that doesn't happen, is that you rather don't listen to the subject. So the last greeting, and from here on out, if you do not report, then we delete him off of there. Manuel Fernando Campos Gonzalez, Colombia. Daniel Esteban Carranza Hernandez, Colombia. Carmen Chablé Luna, Mexico. If they report themselves, then we'll keep them on the list clearly. But in the meantime, we do greet him. Very happy birthday to you three. Very well. Time to go out and look for the moon. That it's not so necessary because it's on the 30th day, but we all love to go out and look for it and take pictures. We'll have a new month. We are leaving Ishar. We go into the third month, which is called, what is the name of the third month? No one knows, right? There's something kind of important in that feast, but nobody knows what feast that is. No one. 1, 2, 3. Where are the crickets here? I had to add the crickets that right here. What do you call the next month? And you all answered kri kri kri. I don't know where the crickets are that you can hear. Only what do you call crickets in Spanish? The crickets. No one knows. It's called Zivan. The feast that we are about to celebrate. It's always in the month of Zivan, which is the third month. Well, this Friday that comes, June 7th at sunset, the moon will be seen. 30th day, the moon will be clearly seen. There's no problem with that. Even if we don't see it, somebody will see it because it'll be visible. 30th day, and the following Shabbat, when the sun goes down on Friday, the following Shabbat, which is the Shabbat, what begins is the new month, the month of Sivan. And 1 week after that, when the Shabbat from the sun goes down, we shall celebrate Shavuot. Very well. Very well. Let me remind you, and I thank you for all the collaborations that you have sent towards Angelina, the ones that you're still sending. She does a several marvelous job helping you to resolve problems that sometimes one cannot comprehend where the problem resides. And we have that service that's absolutely free. Angelina's Consult. If you have some problem that you're having in your life, physical, there always has an emotional problem. We're part of starting from a DHA's or a conflict, and that conflict, when it is not resolved immediately, it goes into the material and physical situation of ours, and we feel pain or feel something or inflammation, or we feel the effects of the wrongly called sicknesses, which are rather conflicts that we have not resolved. And we, in the eternal truth, in practice of what the Messiah will do, that will resolve all the problems of humanity, we start by resolving the conflicts of us. So then, it is a prophetic task, it is an essential task, and it is a free one, as also it'll be for all humanity. And we offer this. Tell me, what other ministry that exists in all the earth? Well, why do I even ask? Why do I even ask? You cannot even ask that. Absolutely, you cannot even ask for all to understand, for them to understand what the Messiah will do to resolve the conflicts of all the people. But in the meantime, we resolve the conflicts of LVE, as well as all those who would like, even if they are not from LVE. Very well. If you have some conflict, then make an appointment with Angelina's Consult. Many thanks for all your collaborations. You always remember that she does a phenomenal job, and that whenever you want to send your donations, you can do so. You'll be very much blessed. Okay. Shema Israel, YHWH Eloheinu, YHWH Ekhad. It is the secret, the base, the initial and permanent, and the absolutely essential to understand something in the Bible. Just like that, to understand everything, not everything, but to understand something. Because if one does not have that, hear, O Israel, YHWH Ekhad, YHWH Eloheinu, YHWH Ekhad. To hear Israel, Jehovah our God, YHWH Eloheinu, is one. If you don't understand that, you cannot understand anything. That's why I said to understand something. And little by little, you start to understand something. But that something becomes, if you continue and you have ears to hear what the Spirit says, then you'll start to comprehend everything that is necessary to understand in Scripture. But you start with this base, that God is one. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of Elohim to conceal the word. The word is concealed, all the word, not part of the word, all the word. Yet honor of the king is to search out the words. The glory, honor, and of the king, which is the Son of Man, which is the Messiah, which is the group with that will rule with justice this whole world, is the only one that can, in this instance of earth, to pass over the cover of the Scriptures, or else you cannot pass over the cover. If you're not a king that will rule, you cannot understand the cover, and you cannot get past the cover. It's literally impossible. God made a game in this world, which is a quote-unquote game, which is the creation, which what would seem to be is not. And what is written, in the way that it's written, it also is not. But you can only pass from what is not to the truth through something which he decides. And that which he decides is the group of kings that will comprehend. So that's why the things that I speak, the world cannot understand them. When I say the world, is everyone, except for some few ones that can comprehend. What I'm about to say today is also difficult for everyone. As the eternal truth, we've been growing, and we've been understanding things that are marvelously concealed. This subject must be, up until now, the essential subject of the future of this world. The world depends of understanding correctly what we're about to study. It's as simple as that. And so difficult to understand as that. Well, we have these two characters, the octopus and Mr. Shark, which is back here. Because Malachi 2:17 says, "Ye have wearied Yahweh with your words, and ye say, what have we wearied him? And that ye say, whomever doth evil pleaseth Yahweh, and in such he delighteth, or else where is the Elohim of justice?" I have to read this text because it is part of what we're going to be learning today. Amos 3:6-8. Jerusalem 2001. Doth the horn sound in a city without the people going into distress? Does a disgrace befall a city without it having been provoked by Yahweh? No. Everything is provoked by Yahweh. Nothing does the Lord Yahweh do without revealing his secret unto his servants, the prophets. The Lord roareth, who shall not fear? The Lord Yahweh speaketh, who shall not prophesy? So then all evil that takes place in the world, the Scriptures, not a dream or some explanation. No. The Scripture says that every evil that takes place in the world, it is a work of Yahweh. There's no evil that he is not behind that evil. It's as simple as that. It's so difficult to understand as that. And that takes us to what we're about to study today. I have some questions, but if there is time, I'll read them. And if not, they'll be on the following subjects. Don't you worry. Your questions that you have sent me, and I told you that it goes into the list of questions. I will answer them. But today we have a subject that is absolutely crucial. So then if there's time at the end, and I see that there's time at the end, then I will read the questions, and if not, they'll be for next subject. But I want you to send me questions still. I have no problem with answering, but today we have a subject that is way too important, like this series that is concealed, which is under wisdom and discipline. Notice that the series is not called directly, Can We Change the Apocalypse? No, it is enclosed within a series that some might say, oh, that title right there, to learn discipline and wisdom, I mean, even less discipline. I don't want to learn that. The blood of Christ covers me and cleanses me of all sins. Who wants to learn this? It's concealed within below this title, which is brutal. Can we change the apocalypse? Who could dare think to change the apocalypse? Wisdom and Discipline, part 19. Can we change the apocalypse, part 2? Very well. I liked all of your comments. I thank you for your comments. I value your comments in the video. Aside from those that write in the chat, live chat, I'm referring to the comments after it is left up as a vlog. So then I ask you and I thank you to make an effort in expressing what you felt, what it made you feel, the words of this prophecy per se, what you have learned, what astonished you, and I liked absolutely all of the comments, but I want to highlight one that I liked it. I'm going to fix it a little bit so you understand what they say. The comment is from Gamaliel Perez that says, wow, music for my ears, last subject, right? Part 1. As the judge of heaven and earth, I promise to protect humanity. Perfect, he says. Yes. There's a comma that shouldn't be there. I'll correct you, by the way. This is correction because if it's yes, it's yes. The apocalypse advances. It's not conditional, but it is affirmative. If I say sí, comma, sí. Wait. I'm saying, yes, the apocalypse advances. I want to be the first one. And it's completely different to what Gamaliel tried to say. Because I read it as it is written. It says, yes, the apocalypse advances. I'd like to be the first to be annihilated. That's not what he tried to say. What he tried to say is a conditional without an accent mark and a comma. It says, if the apocalypse advances, there you can add a comma if you want. Not if. Without an accent mark. Okay, this is correction. Because in Spanish, there's yes and there's if. If has no accent mark in Spanish. So if it advances, I'd like to be the first one to be annihilated. It's not the same thing to say. It's like, let us eat grandma, or let us eat grandma. Let us eat, comma, grandma. What are we going to eat today? Let us eat grandma. But rather, let us eat grandma. The use of the commas and the accent marks, all that makes everything unto a perfection in the hierarchy of the people. And we have to make an effort to write better. And with that, I'm not saying for you not to write, because many of you, using part of your pride, your yetzer hara, what did he say? Oh, then I'm not going to write anymore. I used to write with my heart, and that right there, there's some people that don't want to learn. You have to be, I made that wrong. I'll do it right this time. I have to learn to be better, not worse. I cannot be offended because some mistake that they letting me know. Because typical humans is, I'm not going to write to him anymore. Let his grandma write to him. Says, yes, comma, let his grandma write to him. Very well. And compared to this message, which is what I transmitted actually last Shabbat, I'd like to read our, not of the Argentinian hymn, but ours that says, which clearly says these words, let the laurels be eternal that we knew how to achieve. Crowned with glory, let us live. or let us swear to glory, with glory, to die. That part that I didn't really like, that I related to this comment. If the apocalypse advances, let us swear to die with glory, saying, we wanted justice, real and true, an investment of justice, not to the obedience of the law, but for humanity. Because no obedient of the law exists. What exists is the Pharisees, the modern ones, that think that they're obedient of the law, that want to send to eternal death or to eternal hell everyone that is not like them, which are the modern Jonas that says, I wanted destruction and you did not destroy them, kill me. This phrases, it takes an impact. This is crowned with glory, let us live. Or let us swear to die with glory. Exactly. Every one of us, if we, I mean, it is a phrase that I'm going to say, but I don't even feel. If the apocalypse advances, then we prefer to die with glory, thinking the contrary. What happens is that within the apocalypse, which is a book, and within the biblical apocalypse, which is the whole Bible, it'll be advanced and it'll be fulfilled, but it is concealed what will be fulfilled. It is concealed what will be fulfilled. Don't think for a second that we are changing the destiny of the world that's already written. No. What is written was prophesied that it was to be changed. I want you to understand that, because I'm barely starting part 2. I'm not starting with part 1. But by saying this clearly, everything which Christianity thinks about the apocalypse and the end of the world, everything which the Judaism thinks about the end of the world, they will be greatly surprised, because it will not be fulfilled in the way that they read it or interpret from the Bible. But that does not mean that the Bible will not be fulfilled. Under no aspect am I saying that we really want to change the apocalypse. Might it be that we do not understand the apocalypse? It is very profound what I'm saying, because the message is hidden. The message is hidden within a cover, which what one may read is contrary to the message that is encrypted. So then, those that are not kings, those that are not a part of this government, they cannot read this for real and see what is written, and they read something else which is what they think is the message, but it is not, because the scripture is concealed. I want you to understand well my words. That is why it was so fundamental to set the base that in the apocalypse it says, he that taketh away words of prophecy or adds words to this prophecy and everything that is written. Because you should not add or take away. What is written, and what is written, I believe it. The thing is, what is it that is written? How can I get past the barrier of what is written? If I am king, what should I read? The cover of the book, what's basic of the book, or the hidden message of the book? That is the advantage, the blessing, and those that listen to the Spirit and have ears to understand can understand. We are not trying to change what is written. What is written is written. The destiny is written, but no one can read it. What the destiny says correctly in the end is inevitable. Clearly so. It is an end that's inevitable. But what is the inevitable end? That is the play of words that I want you to try to understand that we're not here to change what is written, but we're here to interpret correctly what is written. The message, the secret message that's concealed, covered, of Yahweh. So then, I'll say it now because everything that I will read, I will explain it, but I will no longer give an introduction as will it be possible to change? No, we don't want to change. We want it to be fulfilled, but the interpretation, the secret one rather, that is what we want to be fulfilled. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. If you don't understand it, you can watch it many, many times over until you do. The world will not be destroyed. The world will not have another destruction. The evil men will not be annihilated. The wicked will not be annihilated. Our group will not be reduced of faithful people, what we've always called and we've seen before as with the very same eyes that Jonah saw him, the same eyes that Christianity and Judaism sees him of remnant group. We are the remnant group, and the rest, let them be going to perdition or doom or hell or whatever, but them to leave this earth. The elements will not be destroyed, as Peter says that we're going to read. He's not going to, it will not exist again. The wrath of Yahweh will not. There, I said it clearly. I repeat it again, because it's contrary to everything that you've listened to. And what is there? What was said in the world? All the Jews and the Christians talk about the great day, the terrible day of Yahweh, the day of the Lord, the day of Jehovah, great and terrible. It will not exist, that great and terrible day of Yahweh, because there is something that is written, and it is written in a parable of a threat with lots of weight and value, because Yahweh, when he said that he was going to destroy the world, he destroyed it. He got some guy, a servant by the name of Noah, and thanks to the faith and obedience of Noah, he destroyed the world. So then, everything which is written, supposedly, it could be fulfilled unless, and it says it, that part about unless we don't pay attention to, because we cannot see it. No one can see it. I have never seen it up until now, because Yahweh opens the roll in the measure that the time arrives to open the roll. So then what happens with the 7 rolls, the 7 trumpets, the 7 plagues? Pay attention. They will not exist as such, because everything is a threat with a weight of a guy, the Creator, that has always been threatened. He threatened to destroy the world, and he destroyed the world. He threatened to destroy cities and peoples, and he did so. He threatened to destroy his own people, and he destroyed his own people. He threatened to destroy the temple, and he destroyed the temple, not once, but twice. He threatened to take him out of there and to disperse them in the world. He took them out of there and dispersed them throughout the world. He threatened to destroy Jerusalem, and he destroyed Jerusalem. So then it is not the threat of the boy that yells wolf, wolf. No. When Yahweh threatens, everyone starts to tremble because they believe what he said in the book. You understand what it says? So then, of course, they said what is prophesied by Yahweh will be fulfilled. That is what's marvelous in this story, this game, because actually it is a creation that was, the end was decided from the very beginning. If Yahweh destroys 6,000 years of his own creation, then he destroyed his own creation. It was not 6,000 years to just take a small remnant that are faithful to a God that gave laws that are impossible to fulfill. that has done the greatest injustices that there's ever been on earth, and they're faithful to him. And to top it off, they wish for him to come and reign with them. It is complex, maybe for you to assimilate it, but I want and I need for you to open your mind and your true understanding and see this many times over. Yahweh promised Israel that they were going to be his faithful people, that he was going to guide the world through them. He also promised to destroy all the alien nations and make them slaves of that people, that Israelite people. That is what the Jews take as sacred. The thing is that will not be fulfilled, because precisely as it turns out, the Messiah will impede. This is already done and created by Yahweh. He will impede that Noah, which is the people of Israel, to be the owner and Lord of the earth, and to have all the kingdoms as subordinates of them under the religious laws, made up laws, because they are promises that will not exist. And you might say, where does he get all that? Well, those are that are from the eternal truth understand. The voice. The rest might say, this guy is crazy. And I could care less. Just like that. I could care absolutely less. But the destiny is written, concealed, and the end is inevitable, but it's concealed. The other day, we left off in James, or Jacob, and I didn't finish reading everything. I got so angry against James that I forgot to read everything, so let's start over with James. James 1, 12 through 18. And let us see if we have any likes. 210 that are listening that actually care about this, and 207 gave us a like. Remember, and I ask you for you to leave your like. That way your likes go up. I could care less for the video to be watched. I mean, I don't care about that, but at least I want you to interact if you really are understanding the subject, if you really like it, or you're just listeners that say, yeah, I don't know what this guy says. I don't know. That's why I want for you to interact. James 12, 1 through 18. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. What about the women? No, they don't care. I've criticized this already. It's a complete stupidity from a guy that didn't understand a lot, but that doesn't matter, because he was born in a time that he was going to understand way too much, so then I don't even criticize him. It's part of the game. This is all part of the game. But we have to have the eyes in order to be able to see, to say, this is actually garbage. When some is tempted, do not say that he's tempted on behalf of God, because God cannot be tempted by evil. No, what do you mean he's going to be tempted by evil? He is evil himself. Neither tempted he any men. That's a lie. You're wrong, Jacob. It doesn't matter, Jacob. Someday you'll see that what you wrote is whatever. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. That's a lie. That's a lie. Who placed that lust in us? Who is the author? The material and intellectual author that we have a tendency that is marked in a Yetzer Hara towards evil. That tendency towards evil, which even if we don't want to do it, we do it. Unconsciously so we do it. Who is the author that placed that there? It is very clear. Jacob doesn't understand the thing. Of course, Yahweh is the tempter, and it is the one that tempted us and the one that placed this evil in us, but this is all creation. And it says, then lust, our guilt, he says, our evil that we develop that is not of God, after it has conceived, it gives birth unto sin, and sin brings forth death. No, that's a lie. It does not bring forth death, but sin is a curse. Death is a curse that Yahweh gave us. We could have been sinners to break the law, eternal ones. Sin does not take you to death. No, sin, because of what God called sin, made us with a determined time of life, a determined lifespan. Gave us death, you will die. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above. That's a lie. That's a lie. From above descends what's good and bad. And we, since we are a copy of God, of good and evil, also from us, can God interact with us? Of course. But from that to say that everything that's good comes from God and from us, nothing good can come. None. Nothing, because we're all evil. We're all lust. Then if there is something that's good, then that was God acting through us. Do not think that it is you. That is what Jacob is saying. That is why it's so pernicious. This statement is, this declaration is. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh from the Father of lights. Who the fuck is the Father of lights? What a stupid definition. Father of the lights? Father of the lights and the Father of darkness also directly. Father of darkness also. So then for them to say, oh, he's about everything good, he's good. If you did something good, it comes from God. Because if you were to do everything that you want to do, it's all evil, evil, evil. Who said, because the heart of man is only to do evil? Who said that? Yahweh said that. And it was true. Was it true? No. It's a lying statement. Because of the heart of man, evil, only evil cannot come out. Because if only evil were to come out, we would not have done the civilization, which is the best one in all history, which there are so many people and we live relatively so, not everyone, but mostly at peace. Then it cannot be like God says that the only thing that, how exactly does it? I missed the phrase that says, it says the inclination, the heart of man is evil and all inclinations towards evil. That's a lie. That is a lie. It was said by a liar, which is Yahweh, father of lies. Out of the heart of man come good things and bad things. In fact, when Yahweh was in the version as man here, he said that precisely what comes out of the mouth of man is product of the heart. If it's good things, it's good things. If it's bad things, it's bad things. Even a bad father does good things for his sons and daughters. Did he not say that? Then there's already a contradiction. We're so evil? Apparently we're not so evil. Now, do we have inclinations? Of course we do. Of course we do. But this statement is fake, is false. It says, for every good deed and gift comes from above, from the Father of lights and darkness, in which is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. That's a lie. There are a few statements that are so clearly lying as this one from Jacob. How is it that in the Father of lights, the Creator, and of darkness, it says in which there is no change? Of course, they're saying he changes his opinion. I'll destroy it. No, I won't destroy it. In God, Yahweh repented. How many texts are there? I'm going to read just some up ahead if there's time in this subject. How many times did he say, and Yahweh repented from doing evil? So then a stupid idiot like Jacob can come and say, and stupid in every aspect of the word, an idiot. I could care less if Jacob was a stupid and idiot. He'll be saved either way. He'll have his perfect life. He'll have his happy life and all that. I don't care about that. But the hurt that has taken place in the minds that have read this, of other Christians that read this statement is absolutely terrible. What do you mean that in Yahweh there is no change or even a shade of variation? James, you stupid idiot, you're more than an idiot. Yahweh changed and became a human. What do you mean there's no change and variation, you stupid idiot? James was an actual idiot because he did not know how to see that the one that was in front of him was Yahweh. Show us the Father, and is enough. Because with you is not enough. He could not see what he had in front of him. Like the story of Catalina speaking with your husband. You don't know how to recognize him. Jacob was that Catalina. He was speaking with Yahweh and did not know how to recognize him, not even there nor afterwards, because afterwards is God, the Father of lights, not Jesus that came. No, that one, I don't even know. I think he's the Son of God. Yeah, I do accept him. No, but God, the Father of lights, in him there's no change or variation. No, you idiot. From being a God that's all powerful that we don't even know what that means, he became a human. What do you mean there's no change? He didn't only become human, he experienced death. What do you mean there's no change? 3 days dead. James, you idiot. Stupid idiot. You just didn't understand that God died. God died for 3 days. No matter if it was human nature, it was part of him. It was part of him. How is it that there is no change or variation, you idiot? In front of you, a change was done. He did a transfiguration, but of course, in the mind of James, never ever did he see that Yeshua, this human person, as God. Never. Ever. That is why I tell you that he was a complete idiot. In which there is no change or even variation. He, from his will, begat us with the word of truth. What word of truth, James? Yours? Or is it the Torah, the word of truth? Which of all is the word of truth, James? The only word of truth that has ever existed in this whole earth is the eternal truth. There's nothing else. Because the eternal truth has the capacity of discovering the words of truth that are concealed, buried, encrypted in the word of lies. Because to speak in parables is to speak in lies. It's as if to say, I'll speak to you in parables so you don't understand. I lie to you so you don't understand. Because if I were to tell you the truth, if I speak to you, not in parables, you'll understand and I'll have to save you, and I don't want to save you. So then I lie to you. Exactly. So then which is the word of truth? All the Christians read this and they say, oh, the word of truth. They don't understand what the word of truth is. There's only one word of truth. And that, someday, the entire world will see and will say, what does the entire world say? Only lies was the inheritance of our fathers. We never had any word of truth. What is James going to say? Only lies was the inheritance of our fathers, and what I wrote. Everything which I wrote was only lies. That is what Jacob will say. That's why Yeshua, looking at him, he said, someday you'll know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Free of what? Of the whole swarm of lies. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Who is the truth? The truth is the eternal truth. No one else. Just like that, the Mashiach is the truth. The whole entire world will know through the Mashiach, because you cannot know the truth through this. Only the Mashiach can know the truth through this, but no one else. So then the Mashiach, taking the truth here and fulfilling the word of what is written, will make the truth be known without any concealment, without enigmas, without parables, unto the entire world. And when the entire world says, but everything that I read there, yes, it was a lie. Only lies. But the wrath of Yahweh, that's a lie. Oh, but the plagues, that's a lie. But hell, that's a lie. But I'll go to heaven, that's a lie. But Jesus comes in the clouds, that's a lie. But Jesus died for me in the cross, that's a lie. Everything has been a lie. Or in the way that you understood it. Because the Son of God didn't die in the cross or in the tree. God himself died. There is a great difference to say the Son of God died to saying God died. The only one there is. Great difference. That's why the stupid idiot who is ruled by lies and he teaches lies, he says, in God there is not even a shade, a variation of or change. He never changes. God cannot change. He is the father of lies. You liar, Jacob. You liar, an absolute liar. Only a son of the devil, knowing that the devil is the God of Israel, can say a statement just like his father, which is the father of lies. He, Yahweh, of his own will, he made us be born by the word of truth. No, Jacob, you were not born yet. You're dead, Jacob. You're absolutely dead. The day that you resurrect, then you will live by the word of the eternal truth, by the word of the Mashiach. That we are first fruits of his creatures. No first fruit, no creature. This is absolutely false. Now let us go to the Torah. Numbers 23, 16 through 24. When Prophet Balaam was under contract to bless Israel, and Yahweh went and met Balaam and put a word in his mouth, whether you like it or not. The one that Yahweh wants prophesies, and what he wants prophesies. Balaam wanted to say something, and something else came up. And who guides the minds? Yahweh, when he wants, not the whole world. He gives him freedom, but he wants to do something, he takes over your mind, and that's when Satan enters. Who made Judas to give up Yeshua, Yahweh? He's like, oh, who's going to do it? Me, Lord? Poor Judas. He says, me, Lord? Is it going to be me? Don't be such a son of a bitch. You're going to send me? No. Is it going to be? No, I'm evil, because they all think that we all think we're evil. I'm evil, but I'm going to. He says, yes, the one that shares the bread with me. And when Judas says, maybe he decided, no, I'm not going to give him up. It says, now that he did it in public, I mean, I won't even do it fucking around. I mean, no, not even. I'm not going to do anything. When he said that in his mind, then Satan entered in him, and he arose and left. Who was that Satan? The only one there is. It is the God of Israel, who told him, said, Judas, you have to do your job. Whether you like it or not, you'll do it. Balaam, the same thing. He wanted to curse, and nothing but blessings came out. And he placed a word in his mouth and says, go back unto Balak, who was the king of precisely this people that wanted him to destroy Israel, and tell him as follows. And he came unto him, and behold, precisely Balaam, he went to Balak, and he told him, behold, he was next to his holocaust, and with him the princess of Moab, and he told Balak. In other words, Balaam tells the king that contracted him to curse Israel, Balak, what hath Yahweh has said. Then he took his parable. What did he take? It's all a parable. There are more things of what apparently there are, because he's saying it. He took his parable, and he said, Balak, arise and hear, listen to my word, you son of Tzipor. So as to not say something else. God, here, look at what Balaam speaks through God, because God took his mouth, and Balaam is saying something that he doesn't even want to say, but he says so because Yahweh is speaking through him. God is not a man that he lieth, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. That is the statement of the greatest of all the liars. Because in all the Bible it says that God repents. He repented of making man. He repented of having made this. He repented from the killing in Israel. He repented from destroying Nineveh. He repents over and over. So then what do you mean that he cannot repent? And that he lies? Oh no, he's not a man, because we do not lie with the shamelessness that he does. No, I don't lie like him. Can you imagine the level? I am the father of lies. I'm not a man to lie. I am the father of lies. This is a statement from the father of lies. It says, every liar that I've heard in my life that I know personally, they would say, I never lie. I never lie. And with that I knew, I can say it, and not because of that I'm a liar, but I noticed, I hate the lie, but I noticed of people that I knew that were lying into the face, and they would say, I never lie. I never lie. What I'm saying is the truth. These miles are real in the car. This, I've never touched it. I've never thrown it. I didn't break it. And they're looking at you, and I've seen it in video that he broke. He says, I didn't break it. No, it wasn't me. But you're lying. No, I don't lie. Then there comes judgments. Like you can see it in the judgments later. So then what does the father of all that do? God is not a man. What do you mean? He's not like you to lie, or the Son of Man to repent. What do all the Jews say that? They take this and they say, this is a statement of God. And of course, a liar. It's a lie. God lies. He's the father of lies. And God repents on a permanent basis of what he does, and he changes his mind and does this and does that. And he said, and he shall not do. So he's saying, look, since God does not lie, is he not going to do what he says? Careful. He has spoken. Shall he not do it? So then, of course, all that follow the book, they say, when God says something, he'll do it. They quote this text. If he's prophesying the wrath of God, there's no form of anyone that can stop him. No one. Because God says so. Is he going to do it? God doesn't die. God doesn't lie. If God does not repent, you already see, and it is demonstrated many times, that it is fake. God repents, he changes his opinion, he does not destroy. So then, even if he said, I'm going to destroy Nineveh, he did not destroy it. Even if he said many things, he didn't do so. And others that he said, he did do them. So then it is a complete confusion. Behold, I have received a commandment of blessing. He has given a blessing. So Yahweh gave a blessing, and I will not be able to revoke it. He has not noticed iniquity in Jacob, nor has he seen perversity in Israel. What did Yahweh say? Israel, one of the most perverse peoples that have ever existed there, and that exist. And that he killed them in the desert. He killed everyone in the desert. They're older than 18, and now he comes to say this to just any people. No, people. No, notice how lying he is. This is the God of Israel, Yahweh, the God of Israel. No, I saw my people, and they're perfect. There is no iniquity in Jacob. What a liar. There was complete iniquity in Jacob. Complete iniquity. He was saying the whole book of iniquity of Jacob. Sons of hard-headed, sons of prostitutes. I found you, and you're the worst in the prostitutes. He told them all kinds of things. But it says, no, my people are perfect. So then he says, God has not noticed iniquity in Jacob. That's a lie. You see how we're in the presence of the father of lies. Nor has he seen perversity in Israel. Yahweh, his God, is with him. In Jubilee of God, in him, God has taken him out of Egypt. Doesn't say there. In parentheses, he killed them all. Doesn't say that God took them out of Egypt, those ones that grew there. Because those that he took out of Egypt, for the promises, he killed them all. So he's a lying God. So he says, look, I'll take you to Egypt. And when in the midst of the desert, I killed them all. Oh, you disobeyed me. Oh, you asked for way too much water. You were thirsty. I'll give you water whenever the fuck I want. Oh, you wanted meat. Well, you were sick of the dog shit fucking food that I would give you. You didn't like it. that dog shit fucking manna. You didn't like it. The food of angels. Who gives a fuck what the angels eat? That was dog shit. You're not gonna compare it with good Milanesa, some Argentinian food, and you don't want to talk about meat, then whatever else. But don't give me that dog shit manna, and that we have to pick it up like a slave from the ground. Who the fuck do you throw the food onto the ground? The animal says, "Here it goes onto the ground. Pick it up." What a humiliation! His chosen people. Then, of course, when the people got so sick and tired to be gathering the food like that, like little animals. You've never thought about what I'm saying, right? Just like that. Because just imagine that just anyone on the street says, "Are you hungry?" "Yes, I'm hungry." Here goes a sandwich of a hamburger, and you throw it on the ground. Is he going to like that act? To say, "I just gave it to you to top it off. I just gave you, or you want money? I'll give you money." You throw it on the ground. Pick it up. Wow. He might say, "Is that the way?" I mean, wow, how terrible. Well, the God of Israel would throw the food on the ground. You had to clean it. You've never seen that because you look at Christianity and all that dog shit, and you're in love with that God of justice and the God of injustice. What he would do? He would do so to laugh and to mortify humans, which is the same thing as pain. It's the same thing as the pain of birth is the same as if they were to throw the food on the ground like a pig. Like a pig. "Here's your fucking food, because you're my people, my holy people, my chosen." But the food on the ground, but it doesn't taste like anything. Eat it and shut the fuck up. But we miss the garlic and everything in Egypt. What? What do you mean? How do you dare say that you don't like the food that I cast on the ground like a pork, like a pig? Now I am upset. But just give us a little bit of food, a little bit of meat. Okay, I'll give you meat. And he sends them quail, and we sees them enjoying even more than the manna, because that's what it says. And God saw it with the anxiety and how they would eat that. He might say it in mind, "What sons of bitches, I throw the manna there to these fucking pigs, and they eat it just like that dog shit, worse than the food of the prisoners, just like that. And now that they eat meat, and look at how they're enjoying it. Oh no, this cannot be. They cannot do this to me." You know what? And the mouth, the food was in their mouth when the killing started. That is the God. That is the God that Christianity worships. That is the God that Judaism worships and do not understand. And careful that I am not criticizing God. This takes us to somewhere. I am showing what God tried to show us. I want you to understand this, because if you misunderstand it in your mind, so Christian saying that God is dog shit. No, I am demonstrating the phases that he tried to show. I want you to understand that clearly, because I love God, because I know his plan. But do not just stay with what I am saying. I am telling you the story that we have to start to see from the very beginning of what happened. That God, because you stole him a little bit of fruit, he gave us death and kicked us in the ass. And he made us to have children with pain. He made us work like animals. And he gave us the thorns and all the thistles and all kinds of plagues. Stop praising that God. Pay attention to what I'm saying, because that is what God wants to show us through this book. Very well. Moving on. I'm going to move on because I don't want you to misunderstand me. So then it says, "Now he has not noticed iniquity in Jacob, nor has he seen perversity in Israel." No, that's a lie. He killed everyone, like I've already told you. And those that were left there, they were completely perverse. They didn't know anything. They were little animals. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But speaking with another, God is lying. Jehovah his God is with him, and the Jubilee of King is with him. God has taken him out of Egypt. He killed him. They have the strength like a buffalo, because against Jacob there is no omen or divination against Israel. I love this text, because actually here it says something which God made. I have to answer some questions aside from what divination is witchcraft, do the demons exist? I have to answer those questions. They'll come. Do we have some force of evil? Yeah, force of evil exists. It exists. Fortunately, it does. Just like bugs that destroy, just like bacteria exists, like parasites, like things that come to eat what's good, like oxide, like things that destroy you, or the sun that burns. God has made forces that we do not understand that are from good and evil. And that is why when the witches and all the rest, they do their witchcraft and all their enchantments, they have an effect in the people. It's not just psychological. They do have an effect in people. Even death, to the death, and they have to go once again to use those powers to see if they can undo them and to get rid of to do a cleansing, because they have negative forces, and they're positive ones, clearly so. So then, at least, he says that against Israel, against those that believe in him, however he might be, the power of evil that he made, which exists in the world, which he designed, just like any other bug, does not have power against Israel. That is a protection. That if he had not done it, then the power of the evil would have an effect over people that believe in God. At least he says, well, if you want a protection against those that believe in me, which are of my people, that those enchantments and those negative forces have no power against you. Oh, good thing. Give us one at least. Give us one. Because against Jacob there is no divination or witchcraft. Just like now, it'll be said of Jacob and Israel. What God has made, the people is like a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. Exactly. For Israel, reads this prophecies, and for me, that we used to believe, that people said, of course, we shall drink the blood of the victims. That is disgusting. That's disgusting. I do not want to be a part of any people of his that I'm going to go and devour the prey. At some point in time, under my mind, influenced by Christianity and the teaching of Yahweh, that was all a lie. I understood that had to happen inevitably, and that the end was to be, and what I taught majestically in the revelation of the sons of Elohim is true what is written. It's true. And I'll read some parts of what I've taught in the Apocalypse of the sons of Elohim, that little angels that weren't coming to destroy it. No, that Yahweh has an army that works for him and will destroy everything. And not just that, it'll be like a lion that will not rest until he devours the prey. Who's the prey? The enemies, Babylon. And drinks the blood of the dead, of course. If we do not understand that, then this is the end of the world written. I'm not saying that it's not possible, because it is determined that it's another, but I read it and it could confuse me. No, it won't confuse me by saying, yes, the end is that the people of Israel ends up killing everyone, and that the revelation of the sons of Elohim, they end up drinking the blood of the dead. Wow. If I believe that, then it starts to act in my mind. The very same effect, I want you to understand what I'm saying, the very same effect that he did to Noah. Noah, enter into the ark and I'll destroy everyone. And Noah says, okay, yes, Lord. Build the ark. Okay, yes, Lord, build the ark. Because they'll kill everyone. Okay. They cannot enter into the mind of the Messiah. What he's saying. That's why you've got the examples of Noah. So then he reads and says, you as a Messiah, people like my people, you will devour Babylon and you'll drink his blood. If that seduces us, then we would end up doing this, but we won't do it, but we would end up doing it. That is why the end of the world has not come. How many times did we wish for it to come, or that we would predict that it would come. Since 2011, Yeshua comes, Jesus comes, Tishri 15, we're going with him, and the whole world will be destroyed. Now everyone, yes, let's go. And we were all on the Ark of Noah, and every date after that we were discovering that it was all just a teaching that Yahweh says, are you sure that that's what you want? Are you sure? Look, I could give it to you. Is that what you want? And every frustration of ours was a frustration at a level like Jonah. Joanide. I invaded a word. A Joanide frustration. Oh yes, the destruction. Some of those Jonases that were... Some left and said, no, this is not for me. It's not, the destruction that I want is not fulfilled. It's not because of their salvation, but the destruction of the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then every successive day, oh yes, this time, yes, 217. You have to come, Yahweh. Yahweh has to come to do justice. And we ask for Yahweh to do justice. And Yahweh says, are you sure you want me to do justice? Because if I do justice, no one will be left, not even the parrot. That is the justice you want? I'll do it if you want. I'll write it. The tremendous day, the burning day, unequalable of Yahweh. Is that what you want? Are you sure that's what you want? Yeah, we want that. We want that. When? 15th of Tishri, or in Pesach, or in Shavuot, or else in trumpets, or else once again we go to Sukkot again, and then against the Pesach, and comes. Now he does come. Now Israel has 70 years. Come and cut it off. Come and cut off the plant. And then afterwards, when we advance a little bit more, oh no, don't cut it. We'll cut it. Okay, let's cut it. We'll make everything shit to pacify everyone. In that word, we pacify everyone, and we'll give you the world pacified. Look at how great. It's good. Let it be fulfilled in this day. It wasn't fulfilled. What anger. And the people will start to leave because it wouldn't be fulfilled. The prophecies would not be fulfilled. The Joanide prophecies, the sign of Jonah. We want the sign of Jonah. Which of them all? Not the ones that died, but the one that comes to destroy. That's the one that we want. We want that. We want destruction. And every time, afterwards, we started to change a little bit. At first, we thought we were the most just in the earth. We keep the Shabbat because we keep the feast, because we have LNG White, because we believe in the sanctuary. 1844. We do deserve it. Now the rest, they're unjust, they're gays, non-religious. Destroy them all, and that's it, it's over. That is the initial part. And then we started to mutate, but the dates were always asking them for destruction to come. Let's keep food, let's keep water, because the destruction is coming. The great tribulation comes. The great tribulation, where the whole world will be tribulated. And that, mixed with the supposed salvation of ours, would make us happy. Of course, we want for the salvation to come, of course, and it wouldn't come. But what we were asking for was the destruction of the world. So then, that was never going to happen, because it is the destruction of the world is not written in a way that is concealed. It is written in a way that is concealed. That's what I'm trying to say. It is written, the non-destruction of the world is written in a way that's completely concealed. It is the entire destruction of the world is written openly, which says, I, Yahweh, come to destroy the earth. You, my Jewish people, proud Israelite people, you'll drink the blood of the enemies. And the Jews are like, oh. And those that are left alive, you have like 1,000 slaves each. Oh, the Jews say. And who are we? You're my circumcised people. You are the people of the covenant. When it speaks of the covenant, you're the people of the covenant. You are obedient. You have 613 mitzvot. And you're obedient. I love you. And I want you to destroy everyone. People, Jewish people are like, oh. And you'll build a third temple. They interpret in Ezekiel 40 and they say, oh, we're gonna build a third temple. What for? to do sacrifices again unto our God. Oh, sacrifice unto our God. What do the Christians do? They stay in the churches from where I came from, and you, singing, worshiping, making songs unto God. How great. All the songs that there's ever been about God. And we think they're good for God. You don't know that every song for God, it disgusts him. That is unthinkable declarations. Every time we would go to the churches and we would sing every song from the religious hymn, it was an abomination, even if we said nice things about him. No matter if we were to say whatever we said. Oh, way past, what's this, way past, what was it? Which was it? Whichever. There will be a list. Will I be there when the list happens? When there's the great jury, it says failure because you failed. When that is what we wanted. That is what we wanted. Way past the sun. Way past the sun. That's where you want to go. Way past the sun. Yeah, it's dog shit. It's real close right here. Oh no. I want to go way past the sun. Way past the sun. I'd like a beautiful place, way past the sun. And the rest, oh, fuck them all. And why do you want to go way past the sun? Because this will be consumed by fire. Oh. You want to abandon and leave? Yes. The rats are the ones that abandon the ship first when it's going down. So then we wanted to go way past the sun. The stars, the moon, to the constellation of Orion, Ellen G. White said. And so some Adventists say, I would see with a telescope like this. I see how the columns of the temple. What sons of bitches? But I mean, we're just as lying as he is. Almost. Because we cannot beat him. With all the stupid shit we said, we do not beat him. We repeat words of his. So that every religious hymn that we've ever sung is an abomination unto God. It disgusts him. I'm not saying it. I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you of people that feel what they sing. Not of the fake people. No. Those that actually are religious. Those that actually... Carmelita, this pastor, the pastor that would kneel and sing to you, abominable. Because in their interior, they wanted the destruction of the whole world to be fulfilled. To be fulfilled what they saw that it was written for the whole world to be destroyed. And they would be saved. So then I sing to that God to save me. Because it's all psychology. That is why I tell you that these subjects are actually a complete maximum climax of wisdom and discipline. Absolutely incredible. Because we are arriving to the time. Because we're not the time of destruction, precisely. So then, Israel has that promise that he will destroy it and will kill and will avenge. I do not want vengeance. The world does not need an vengeful God or a vengeful Messiah. We do not need it. We need another type of a Messiah. Psalms 33, 10 through 11. Psalms 33, 10 through 11. Yahweh bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. Already with this concept, already with this declaration, I see that every lie that has ever come out of the lies of who is like unto the beast, of the worldwide organization of sicknesses, of the UN, of the governments, of the NASA, of everything that has happened. How much would it cost Yahweh to annul those lies? How much? Nothing. Says Yahweh makes null, brings it to naught. And the UN, brings it to naught. The worldwide of the nations. If he doesn't make it naught, it's because he's behind it. We do agree with that, right? And he frustrates the machinations of the people. If the people thought about creating a viral video, per se, that would be viral all over the world, and that video was going to shut you in your house, and it was going to give you fear. It was going to end up pacifying you in the places of pacification. Those with the white robe. And to top it off, they would add products made by them that were also a lie and are also poison. Could Yahweh have frustrated their plans? Yes. Why didn't he do so? Because they must be his plans that he makes the peoples do. If a people wants to curse, he can make them say blessings if he wants to. If he wants to. And if a people, like I say, and pay attention to what I'm about to say, I'm going to say complete barbarity. If it weren't for Elohim, if it weren't for God, if it weren't for Yahweh, we would be a lot better people. If this world has had so much wickedness, so much pain, and so much death, it is the hand of Yahweh. If he had left us alone, we are not capable of developing so much wickedness. Even if it can hurt what I just said, because Christianity and Judaism says if it weren't because of God, we would not exist. I say if it weren't for God, we would live a lot better. Because he says, is there an evil that cometh unto the city if it weren't brought about by Yahweh? The text says it on its own. Every evil that the people received, it is an act of his. So then if we take him out of the city, the evils would not get to the city. Because every evil, he says, there's no evil that does not come by God. And we're still praying, oh God, the people are evil, the people are unjust, the people are evil. When are you going to come and do justice? No, when are you going to stop doing injustice yourself? When? Where is the Elohim of justice? Because the Elohim of injustice, I see it everywhere. We see him everywhere. But there's a plan for this. I do not want to take God out of the equation because it's his creation. It had a purpose. It is part of the creation. Kind of like Charlie Garcia's subject. It's part of the religion. It's part of the religion. A better author and singer that the Spanish language has had. I was going to search and see it. No. You can like it or not. Charlie Garcia is the maximum. The top, in my point of view, the maximum. And then we have all the rest, whatever. It's part of the religion. Part of the religion to hate. It's part of the religion to lie. It is part of the religion to kill. It is part of the religion to rule. What religion? The religion of Yahweh. He is father of lies. So then if he's father of lies, how would we be the humans if God would not intervene with us? Christian might say, we would all be dead. And I would say, no, we would all be so much better. We couldn't even compare it. But, I mean, it is not the subject to take God out. It's part of creation, and that's fine. I want you to understand what I'm saying. And it's fine. It is part of creation. God finished his work on the sixth day, and he saw that it was all very good. And good thing, thanks to God, never better said. He rested on the seventh day from his work. So then the seventh day, he doesn't do anything else. Good thing. And he says so. He says so. The seventh day, I don't do anything. It is my Shabbat, my rest. Because until the sixth day, until the year 6000, I'll be working with everything, creating. What is he creating? He's creating a spectacular race of human beings that we have to go through this. And I understand it, and I don't expect for you to understand it. I don't expect for you to understand it. In your mind, which is superior to ours, it cannot even be measured. He thought that it was better to submerge us in the sludge, in the dog shit, in the lies, in injustice, so that in this case, and never before said, for it to be a vaccine against all that. But we needed to experience in every sense of the world, in the lowest level that there is, everything we've experienced for 6,000 years. So that later we can live a whole eternity and that we know what is the maximum of evil, the maximum of oppression, the maximum of lies, the maximum of dominion, so that the king, and I'm referring to the kings that dominate, can actually be just. And in his mind he said, it is the only way of forming what I want, and to have eternally a group of gods like me. If I don't form it that way, and I form it in a better ambient, better people, they're going to become, maybe he put it in a simulator, they're going to go evil at some point in time, and then it'll all hit the fan, because if they go from being good to what's evil, how will we get them back later when they have eternal life and all the rest? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's magnificent, this creation is. I don't expect for you to understand, okay? I don't expect it if you're suffering, if you have had deaths, pain. I don't expect for you to understand it. I'm explaining to you how it is. God said it is the only way of having millions and millions and billions of people like me to know what good and evil is. There's no other way. So then you're going to have to forgive me, but for 6,000 years, I'm going to bombard you with all the lies and injustices and pain and death, because it is the first stage of creation. And all that is good in a great way. Increasingly good. It is increasingly good. That's why I said, do not confuse that I'm not criticizing God. I am on behalf of God. Because his plan is magnificent. It's difficult to understand. I know that you in your mind might say, I've done it differently. Okay, I understand. Because you, with your children, you treat them differently. You try to avoid for nothing evil to happen to them. It was not the solution for Yahweh. He needed for the worst of 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 the worst to happen. And for everyone to have an experience of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. The greatest low to have the worst religion, like that Jewish religion, and also worst, a little bit better in the Christian religion. But both false, both are disgusting, worshiping a God made up by them, which is not the true Yahweh Ekhad. False. What if I'm referring to a false God? I'm not referring to a Trinity because they worship three. I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to what they understand as God. It is a false image of God. You can mention him God, Jehovah, the God of the Bible, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all that dog shit. Why do you have to speak that way? Because because that's what the fuck I want to. It's a fake idea created in the mind of that God. That is why they all say, every one of them, Jewish, Muslims, pagans, and Indians, and everyone, only lies was the inheritance of our fathers. If it is humans who makes himself gods, then they're not gods. What did they create? The image of a God. An all-powerful, the image that Jacob had of that God. All-powerful, the God of lights, in that there's no variation of or shadows. A false God Jacob had in his mind that cannot change, that doesn't want any wickedness, cannot be. Do you understand? Every human being on this earth, even if he has tried to worship the God of the Bible, in his mind he has formed a false God. The true God, it goes way past what they think. It is the God of good and evil. It is the ancient serpent. It is the Satan and devil and tempter of the Bible. It is a complete God, not a non-balanced God, and all good, all good, all good, and just and pure. I remember when I remember when Armando would say, I would try, because my mind was waking up, I would say, and God is to blame for this. No, but God is just, right? The only one is no. God is just. No, Armando. God has been the most unjust God and the most douchey and most son of a bitch in history, because it is the face that he had to show us. That is the face that he had to show us. Such a son of a bitch. What? Such a douche, just like in Argentinian Spanish. Such a son of a gun. And it says, go and sacrifice your son. You idiot. Your son. The son that I gave you. The one that I gave you. That you couldn't have. That one. I want you to sacrifice him for me. That is the image of that God. Actually, God is not like that. God is not that way. But he showed us that image. I want you to understand, the day that we see God, he will say, that is the image that I gave you, because I wanted for you to learn the worst of the worst, so that you would experience something that I do not want, that you cannot allow for it to arise ever again. Nor lies or deceits, nor the exercise of wickedness is the only way of curing forever all billions of people that will ever exist. Then this is the cure. They will be. Don't look at your life of 60 years, 70 years like the only life that you'll have. No, it is a part in which you are learning to be able to develop yourself later to a potential that you cannot imagine. So then, that face of God, it is not the real God. That is what the Bible says, the God of Abraham, as if it were someone else, the God of Jacob, as if he were another, the God of Isaac. How many gods are there? Abraham would see God in a way. Jacob had another God, the image of God. And then Isaac had another image, and James had another image of God. Simple as that. And when I was a Christian, I had another image of God. And now I have another image of God. Because God would make himself be known first to the sons of Elohim, and afterwards unto the entire world. So then the whole world will say, only lies has been the inheritance of our fathers, vanity to which there is no avail. There is no... If it is human beings that make themselves gods, then they're not gods. They're not gods. The Christian Jesus is not a God. The Christian Father is not a God. We're way too far away from the Jewish God. Is not the true God. It is not. What they see of that God, it is not. It is not. Because then they cannot enter into the scripture. So then, I'll read on. Psalms 33, 10 through 11. Yahweh nullifies the advice of the peoples. The counsel of Yahweh remains forever. The thoughts of his heart throughout all the generations. But what is his counsel in another text says, and who knows the thoughts and the true thoughts of Yahweh? Who knows them? Who will go up unto there? Only the Son of Man can start to perceive the true Yahweh and perceive a Yahweh that's completely different to what the religions presented. Isaiah 14:22. Isaiah 14:22. I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Sabaoth, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant. Did this take place physically? Yes, it did take place. Unfortunately, so it did happen. But as a sample of what was to happen, he shows it in the empire. And then he says, oh no, the new world that would rule the whole world, the final world, is Babylon. So then, read the prophecies the way I managed Babylon, you'll know the end. And that is where all the explanation of Revelation comes. Come out of her, my people. Come out of Babylon, my people. And blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 blah. But notice what it says about Babylon. Notice that this that I'm about to read is very important, because you read it and you go unto the world now, which is Babylon. because I will rise against them. Who will rise against Babylon? He will. Is it unjust that he rises against Babylon? The answer I'll tell to you is now. Because he's the father of Babylon. Because he's the promoter of Babylon. He's the one that gives Babylon power. So then what right does he have to rise against Babylon if Babylon is a son of Yahweh directly? Do you understand what I'm saying? In fact, if Babylon does something because he allows it or he induces them to do it, nothing else. So then what right does he have for us to read this? That's why I say you have to watch many things. I'm not against Yahweh. I'm completely in favor of Yahweh. What he's showing us in the scripture, he wants us to read this, and that we read this, see this, and that we see what is behind the scripture. We have already learned that he is the promoter, the one who gives power to Babylon. Now, if we, he says, because I will rise against them, against Babylon, says Yahweh of hosts. And everything that we don't understand that he's the promoter of, we say, yes, yes. How many times have we said it? The whole eternal truth, we said it, Yahweh, arise against Babylon, and get rid of all of it, even the sun, everyone, eliminate them all. How much, when will you rise against Babylon? And the whole world says that. Just like Jews and Christians. Rise against Babylon. Rise against the evil. The Christians are like, come, oh Lord Jesus, come to judge the evil. Come. So then he says, they're not going to understand it until you understand that I am the promoter of evil. When you understand that I give Babylon power, and power was given unto the dragon, and power was given unto that little horn, it is me. When you understand that, then you'll again read this and you'll say, no. Don't come and lie to us. If you're the promoter, then don't come here and try to do justice, because we're going to justice you. A judge of you wrote to me and said, Christian, the judgment that we made unto Babylon is not correct. Because actually, he that has to be judged is not Babylon, but rather Yahweh. And if you look at the Bible, it says that the jury sat, or the judges, and there was the mobile seat where was the wheelchair where the Ancient of Days sat, and he was not a judge. So then he says, clearly you give me the image that he is the one that is accused, because in a judgment, this is the one that won't be a judge. Says, no, he's not a judge. In the Bible clearly, in Daniel, it says the judge sat. No, the judge is not sat. The jury sat. It's mistranslated. And the Ancient of Days sat. That was already sat down. It was already sat down. Look, let's go ahead and read it real quick. Just a little second. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel. This Bible is all backwards. Just gotta always guess. They always change it. Daniel chapter 7. Quickly. Daniel chapter 7 says, 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, thrones, and an Ancient of Days did sit. They placed seats, and an ancient man sat down, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Fiery stream issued and came forth before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. What does this mean? The judgment is not presided by the Ancient of Days. If you see the image, it seems like a jury, millions of that worship him, which is the entire world that worship him, or whatever, that have the truth. And the jury is the one that's sitting there, the one that is in judgment. So then he said, we should judge Yahweh. Because ever since we judged Babylon, nothing has changed, nothing has stopped. And the injustice continues to grow because why did not our judgment have an effect in Babylon? Because we misfocused the one that is accused. We have to accuse Yahweh. So then I start to think about this. I stopped to think, oh, my whole in books in Hebrew, word by word. And I got to the conclusion that even if it were seen that way, that Yahweh is in the seat of the accused, actually it's not. Actually it's not. Because Yahweh, we accuse him that he's the one that gives power unto Babylon. And it is an internal judgment. If we were to do a public judgment unto Yahweh, actually it would be to separate from Yahweh forever. Because if we would declare him, Yahweh, guilty, then we don't want anything to do with that Elohim, and we miss out of who he really is. Because he not only showed us the facet of evil, it has the phase of good also very highlighted, and when we go above that, we can get to understand, if you see it, why he showed us the phase of evil that we learn. Not to punish us. This is just an experience. This is an experience very much reduced, even if it were seen to be long, very much reduced of what an eternity is. And it says you have to go through this. And it will seem to be the most unjust, the torment, and seem to be lying, but someday you'll comprehend why. And the why is you'll live in all eternity, and we cannot allow for this to ever arise again. And that it could be arised, and you'll be able to do it from the very beginning. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't want to be automates of the good. We don't want this to be taken away. The YHWH. We don't want to be machines. But we don't have everything under control. So then to have everything under control, to have experience, we have to go through this experience, period. Let's not try to turn the page. Let's stop being the victims, and let us see that everything goes against the plan of creation. Let's look at that. It's kind of like if a seed says, what the fuck, how they made me like dog shit. Look at that enormous tree there, and I'm a little tiny seed, and I'm not quoting Paul, and now they killed me. What injustice. I wanted to be a tree, and all of a sudden I wanted to grow like a tree. He doesn't notice that he has to grow. To be buried first, to be able to get the best of that seed. And to learn and to feed and to start to grow from being very little with a danger from the world to be stepped on or an animal to eat it and all the rest. What it begins to be, it says, wow, the experience that I've had. I'm speaking of a symbol, okay, not a parable of a tree, okay. When I was little, I thought it was impossible. Now that I'm greater, I must, huge sequoia, how marvelous was that experience. That was the experience that we were going to pass. When all the eternities will pass, that we don't have the concept of what eternity is. We'll see this as the best and the most perfect field of true training. There was no other way of learning. There was no other way of avoiding. We had to be this way. So then, when we read and we understand that Yahweh is behind Babylon, we start to see what it says here is a parable. It will not be fulfilled because we now understand more. We are not on behalf of the justice of God against the injustice of Babylon, but rather we are on behalf of humanity, and we read the words of Elohim. I conclude that of the judgment. Elohim will not be placed under a jury on our behalf, because we are the sons of Elohim, and the sons of Elohim do not place their father in the seat of the accused. We do complain like children, yes. We tell them, that's it, it's over, give us the inheritance, yes. We tell them, how unjust are you, yes, like any son would say. But it does not place him in judgment unless he wants to end up forever to break that judgment as a son. You understand what I'm saying? And even more when we start to understand many other things. So then, I tell you, even if he's the owner, we could judge him. But then the relationship will never be ever again. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we understand his intention of what we do tell him is that's it, it's over, of giving the power to your other son, Babylon. And now, what you've promised to give to us, you have to give it to us. The question is this. Was the judgment false? Was it ineffective? I have an answer that's surprising for you. Of course, it's still my opinion, but someday we'll see if that opinion was true or it was just an opinion, which I thought. If we had not issued judgment, and we would not have established what is written in Scripture, with the support of Elohim, instead of accusing him because he's our father and the father of Babylon, that judgment, what I'm about to say, will seem to be presumptuous. That judgment stopped the effect, the lethal effect of the vacuum cleaners, because that product was a lot more harmful than what the people think. But it just affected some, not many, because it was the mark. It was marked. The 75% or the 77 or 2/3 of humanity, for sure. For sure. So then, that product should have had its effect in every one of them. Not in some, but in everyone. And why didn't it happen? It didn't happen because something changed. Just like I tell you, believe it or not, something changed. Because the mark of the beast, we were against the mark of the beast. And the mark of the beast will not have that effect that in some point we desired, or at least we prophesied the prophecies that would happen. They would have sores that they could have had, but already by condemning the world, Yahweh started a change already. Maybe it's difficult what I'm telling you. Maybe you don't see it and you say, no, that's presumptuous. He's saying things that are not probable, but you'll see it in the future. But if it weren't for the judgment, the effect would have been very different, because the judgment was issued. It's just that there is a time for this to take place, and there's something important there. That is what I'll teach in 2 weeks in Shavuot. There's something that is rather mind-blowing, just like that. It's complete insanity that I'm going to teach in Shavuot. That is not insanity. I mean, it's marvelous insanity. It's something incredible. I mean, it's one of those teachings from LVE, but I'll anticipate it for you. That's something that we did not expect, that we did not understand, that had not even gone up to our mind, is about to be fulfilled. But that will be in 2 weeks. And if you like this video, and if you comment on this video, or else Shavuot gets here, and I'll just eat the bread, and that's it. And or else, and that's it. Very well. So then, I am reading something which will not be fulfilled, because we know more. But at a regular level, if we are like Noah, if we are like Jonah, oh, it'll be fulfilled. Of course it'll be fulfilled. Because only the Messiah can say this will not be fulfilled, of course. Those who are not the Messiah will say this will be fulfilled, because it's the word of God, and God does not change. He is unchangeable. What he says will not take place. Let's see. For I will rise against them, Babylon, Yahweh says, Yahweh of hosts, and I will take away from Babylon the name and the remnant, the son and the grandson, Yahweh says, from Babylon. They take everything away. Who's left here? Who's left? Tell me. No one is left. Just like that, no one. Because even I am on behalf of Babylon. I accuse it, but I am on behalf of her. Just like that, I do accuse it of injustice, but I'm in favor of her. Because Babylon is everything. This whole world. He's gonna take away the son and the nephew. Who's left? No one. And I will make it a possession of the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction. Do we want that? We want Yahweh to come and do that in all of Babylon? To sweep this whole earth with a destruction, and to become a pool of water like a flood, saith Yahweh of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand. It says, and who can change that? It'll be done this way. Yes. Unless. It's always unless. And I will break the Assyrian, read that as Babylonian, as every dweller of the earth. I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him under foot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. How great is Israel! I will bless you. I will take all the Babylonians out of your land. It's just that Israel is Babylon. It is the mother of all Babylon. So then we've got a little problem there. We've got a problem. That's never taken place. But it is part of saying something which you know. And his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is a concept that is purposed upon the whole earth. How much? The whole earth. This is the purpose, the prophecy that's determined by Yahweh. It says that he will not change it, that he has sworn it. Surely, well, it's a lying swearing from a lying God. It'll become as I have purposed and as I have determined, he says. He says this concept, it is upon the whole earth, and this, and is. Forgive me, it has no accent mark. I don't know why there's no accent mark, at least in the part that I copied it from. And the hand is stretched upon how many nations? Upon all the nations. Whose hand is stretched out upon all the nations? Yahweh's hand. We know that. We see it. We can see it. There's destruction everywhere. There's lies all over the place. There's deceit all over the place. Babylon dominates the son that gave him power, of course. You see that you had outstretched over all the earth. What this means is the hand to destroy all the earth, to destroy all the creation. It is kind of like in the sixth day of his creation. Instead of saying, there's the prophecy, the clear one written, instead of saying, what I did is something that is awful, I'll destroy everything. Just imagine, because these 6,000 years are the days of creation. What do you say at the end of the 6 days of creation? He says, this is increasingly good. What was the last thing he created? Woman. The woman created man and woman. And he says everything had been good. Once he created on the 6th day, he said, and God looked and he said, this is increasingly good. Then how do we take that to a destruction in the year 6,000? Because it is prophesied that there won't be a destruction. That actually our civilization is good, increasingly good. It has suffered the greatest punishments from Yahweh and the greatest dominion from Yahweh, and that and all, he says, wow, this is increasingly good. But for the reader, who's not the Mashiach, he reads and says, he's going to destroy everything. And he doesn't understand that on the 6th day, God says this is good and increasingly good, because if this were good on the 6th day, he should have said, you know what, I'm going to destroy everything that I did. I'll start over. Let's delete everything. Let's start over. And the Christians would be, yes, because the Christians want the delete and to restart. And you have James, you have Jonah, you have Jacob, you have Peter applauding. Yes, the elements will be destroyed by fire. Yay. We want a new heaven and a new earth. Yay! But the prophecy of the greatest creation that there is, it is the creation itself, says that when the sixth day ended, God looked at everything and said, wow, this is good, increasingly good. He didn't say, this is increasingly bad, I'll destroy everything. But the prophecies written at a level, in the covering, they say, it says, and I love it, it says, this is the concept that is upon the whole earth, and the hand is stretched, Yahweh's hand, upon all the nations. How many nations? All of them. For Yahweh of hosts hath purposed it. Take that. And who shall disannul it? Wow. Why does he ask that? Why does he ask that? Because there's someone that can impede it, or else he should not ask this. When someone says, I'm going to do this, and he asks, and who will stop? It's because maybe there's a potential for somebody to impose, to impede it. You see what I'm saying? Yahweh, how's he going to ask that question if he's Yahweh? It's what he determines, he'll do it. Who can impede him? There's no need to write this. What a question that is even dissonant. The Christians and the Jews, they overlook it. The Messiah says, who will impede it? We already know who will, because it's prophesied that he'll impede it. And he is pleading, Yahweh, that for it to be impeded, Yahweh is pleading, and he is building a group to rise to the level that he has already prophesied and created. That's what it says, and who shall impede it? It's so great. For Yahweh of hosts has determined. What did he determine? The destruction of the world entirely. It is a besom of destruction to destroy everything, all the nations, all the earth. He just said it. Nobody's left. He says, who will impede it? The Bible says who will. It's great. It's written. I'm not making anything up. I didn't dream it. I don't have dreams. I don't give a fuck about the dreams, the visions, all that. It is written. If it were not written, then I'll grab the Bible and just throw it away. It is written. That's why I believe in the Bible. But I believe in the secret message of the Bible. And who shall impede it? Oh, there's somebody that will impede it. He says, in his outstretched hand. When you have your outstretched hand, you are threatening. It is threatening, like with a weapon. His outstretched hand with a sword. Your hand is outstretched to destroy. The fist, who? He says, and he asks, who will disannul it? Well, twice he asks, who shall disannul it? Who shall turn it back? Then there's the possibility of turning it back. There's the possibility of turning it back. There's no possibility. It is written. It is a fact. Yahweh will not destroy anything. And this was written so that the nations tremble, so that the Mashiach can read it to confuse everyone. And so that actually the Mashiach, who is filled with justice, can rise and say, no. And Yahweh will say, finally, someone arises, this group does, to say no. As the whole rest of the group says yes. The Jews say yes. We don't want to impede it. Give us the kingdom. We are the Toraic. We want to serve you like servants, of course. We will not impede it. The Christians say what? Oh, we will not impede it either. They want to be raptured. These fucking idiots. They're waiting for Jesus in the clouds of heaven. They want to impede it? No, they don't want to impede it. They want it for it to happen. In fact, when we were on that side, we would pray for it to happen and we'd get upset because it didn't come. What happened on Tishrei 15? What we wanted didn't come. It didn't come. Something stopped it. What stopped it? We did not understand what stopped it. But Yahweh wants to be stopped. And he will be stopped because this is all a written story. And who will stop it? His hand is outstretched to destroy everything. who will disannul it. I'll read the same thing because I love this text. We've never read these texts in this way ever. We read it always on behalf of Yahweh. Yes, come, Yahweh, come. No one will stop you. You're a monster. You're Elohim. You're all powerful. Come and destroy everyone. Please come. And we're desiring. Now, completely contrary. When have we ever read these texts this way? Never, ever. Who's read these texts this way? No one. Isaiah 14, 22, 27, the same thing in the New Living Translation. Reads as follows. This is said by the Lord of heaven's armies, Yahweh Sabaoth, I, myself, have risen against Babylon. And who are you to rise against Babylon? If you gave him the power, don't be ridiculous. Who sees that? No one. No one. I will destroy its children and its children's children, saith Yahweh, saith the Lord. Oh, no, stop. Why are you going to destroy them? With the vacuum cleaners, destroy everyone, I'm decided. No, hold on, stop. And I will make Babylon a desolate place of owls filled with swamps and marshes. I will sweep the land with broom of destruction. I, Yahweh Sabaoth, have spoken. No, hold on, stop. Hold on. You're not going to destroy any creation here. What do you want to give us? Oh, no. You say you're going to even sweep us. You're going to even sweep us. And no one's left, not even the parrot. That is your creation. If in the end of the sixth day, it says, this is good, increasingly good. Where is that prophecy left? The first of them all. This is increasingly good. Where is it? Obviously, this will not take place. You started to understand the whole introduction that I've said. Nothing will take place of what would seem. He says, the Lord of heaven's army, or Yahweh Sabaoth, made this judgment. What did he swear? It'll happen as I have planned. And this, but it was a lying person that swore it. It says, I swear it for my children. Swear it for my children. So extremely. Well, this is the father of that. He says, and it'll happen as I have planned it. It'll be just as I have decided. I will break the Assyrians in the words Babylon when they are in Israel. And I will tread them underfoot. My mountains, my people will no longer be their slave. No, it'll be bent unto their heavy burdens. And the Israelites now say, yes, great. No, we're going to be the messiahs and the owners of the world. What? That's what they want. That's what they want. I have a plan for all the earth. For how many? For how many? For the whole earth. The plan of Yahweh. Is that going to be a good plan? Let's read it. I have a plan for the whole earth. A hand of judgment upon all the nations. The Lord of the heavens, armies, Yahweh Sabaoth, has spoken. Who shall change his plans? Who will be able to? Who will defend us? This is I, the Mashiach, not the Chapulín Colorado. Who will be able to defend us? Who will be able to change his plans? When he raiseth his hand to destroy, who will stop it? He will stop it. Who? The Mashiach. And he has an even more special name that you should already know. Isaiah 46, 9. Isaiah 46, 9 through 13. And let us now see. I hope that you can hear me well. I didn't ask you. Do you hear me well? It's all good? The people leave? Many people left already? Or is there? And those sleepyheads that got here late. Why did you get here late? It's like 50 people that wasn't here when I asked. You got here late. Or are you trying to add yourselves to the eternal truth? There's still time to add yourself to the eternal truth. If you understand it, if you don't understand it, then go on your way. There are other Christians from different nationalities or that believe in a rapture. I don't want any fucking rapture. I also don't want to see a Jesus in the clouds of heaven to save anyone, because him to save and to destroy. That is precisely what I don't want. It won't happen. Isaiah 46, 9 through 13. Remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. Good, well said. Well said. Armando would say, well said. I am Elohim, there's no other Elohim, YHWH. And there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning, from where does he announce the prophetic truths? And from Bereshit, he said, from Bereshit, I announce it. What does Bereshit say? I'll read to you what Bereshit says. Because say it by memory, and maybe you don't understand it. You don't understand it. Bereshit, which he announces, Bereshit, chapter 1. Bereshit, chapter 1:31 says, God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. Not just good, because every day it was good, 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 it was good. At the end of the sixth day, where we are precisely now, at the end of the sixth day, he doesn't come with a broom of destruction. He doesn't come with curses. He says he announces from Bereshit, from the beginning, from Genesis. He says, and God saw everything that he had made. How much? Everything that he had made. And behold, it was good, very good. And it was the evening and the morning of the sixth day. What happened the sixth day? It was increasingly good. I didn't just tell you that for out of anything that were in the best government that has ever existed, this is good, increasingly good. It hasn't problems. Yes, it's filled with problems. It has its lies. It's filled with problems. It has its injustices. Don't even mention it. But that and all, it is the best of all times. It is good, increasingly good, increasingly good. And now he wants to come to destroy the earth. Why is he upset now? Now he wants to come and destroy, place his wrath. Why didn't he place his wrath before? Why is he coming? Oh, the wrath of Yahweh. Why? If now we live in the best way possible, we feed in the best way possible. We have so many people. Some are hungry, but humans try. Not in the governments, but humans themselves, they try to help their neighbor because they have kindness inside them, demonstrate more kindness because Yahweh stops it. Wickedness comes, like Jacob says, all the good things come from the Father of lights. He says, no, all the bad acts come from the Father of darkness, come to the people. The people that want to do some good, they end up doing some bad. A good example of that is Judas. Judas, he wanted to do something good, and Satan entered in him. Who entered him? The father of darkness. What did he do? He went and do what he had to do. Of course. And it is clear there what happens with the people. If we could be people, we could be a lot better. And we'll be a lot better. Yahweh stops his process of creation. But he sees everything and he says, you know what Yahweh's going to say? When it is fulfilled, in the moment of the 6,000 years, he's going to say, wow, my creation is increasingly good. There is no wrath of God. There is no wrath of God. The wrath is a deviation of the scripture so that the whole world can suffer a little bit more. Because Yahweh did everything to suffer from physical pain, to work with all the pains and to die, and also so that you read the story and you suffer as well. For you not to say, oh, what a happy ending. No, what a bad ending. Awful, terrifying this end is. It's all that way. But the reality is that Yahweh created this world. It is magnificent what it is. It is a mission of being that way. In the end of it all, he will say, and we will say, this was increasingly good, absolutely good, like no other would say. Remember the things of old, for I am Elohim, there's no other Elohim, there's nothing like unto me that I announce what is coming from the beginning, from the creation itself, and from the ancient of old, what has not been said, when I say, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executeth my counsel from a far country. Yeah, very interesting. It's in code. That bird that he calls, that man of his counsel, is concealed. Who is that bird? That bird is the Messiah. Who is the man of his counsel? Who can advise Yahweh? Only one, the Messiah. No one else. No one else can cancel Yahweh. No one else. Who's going to cancel me? Who will cancel me? The Messiah will cancel you. because he designs it so. That's why he says that I call from the east. There's a parable, the bird, and from the far land, the man of my counsel, the man of my counsel. I have spoken it, and I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do it. And I shall also do it. Hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted. Who are the stout-hearted? All the Jews and the Christians are stout-hearted. They want the end. They want death. They want the day of the wrath. Hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted that are far from righteousness. How much is the world from justice? Far. It is closer from justice, those that are atheists. Oh, way closer to justice. An atheist that doesn't believe in the Bible says, I don't know how you can believe in this bloodthirsty God. I believe that man has to do the best thing for the world to have a better humanity. But a Christian cannot say that. A Christian says, I'm surrounded by wickedness. It's all evil. It's all pernicious. It's all abominable in the eyes of my God. When you're going to come and rescue me, I'm a little angel. I am pure. I have accepted your blood. Yeah, I do have my problems, but I know that it's your blood and your grace covers me. All my secret sins, my grace. Your grace covers me because I accept you as the Son of God, and none of that. But they think they serve him. The Jews, the same thing. They think that they are just, and they are the most unjust. Why are they unjust? Because they are condemning the entire world. Just like Noah. Just like Jonah. So then it says, hearken to me, ye stout-hearted. Christians, Jews, destroyers, those that want the day of Jehovah, stout-hearted, that are far from righteousness. You don't even understand what justice is. Bring near my righteousness. How will he do that? Through the man of his counsel, the Messiah. It shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry, and I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory. All that is a parable speaking about the Mashiach. Who understands it? No one understands it. Understand it backwards, absolutely backwards. Let us go to 2 Peter, another destroyer that didn't understand a thing. 2 Peter 3, 1-3. Beloved. Good thing he calls us beloved. That with that already, is it that he loves us, or the son of a bitch hates everything and he's going to completely lie to us? But Yahweh makes him lie, okay? Don't think that Peter was so evil. No, Peter was an idiot. I'll repeat it again. Okay, I'm not saying that he's bad, but they were stupid idiots. They were idiots that were worthless. They were pretty worthless because they did what their master would do. 2 Peter says, beloved, this is the second letter that I send to you. This is of your understanding that you have memory of the words that before had been said by the holy prophets. Holies, dog shit, but holy means to be set apart. They're the useful servants and of the commandment of the Lord, and of the false commandment of the Lord, and of the Savior given by your apostles. What commandment did he give us? These apostles, dog shit apostles. Okay, moving on, or else we'll never end. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? Where is it? Of course, those scoffers are completely natural because the whole Bible is laughable, the contradictions that it is, the supposed contradictions. Where is the promise of his coming? Where is it? For since the fathers fell asleep, all the things remain that way. As from the beginning of creation, they ignore that in the old days the heavens were made by his voice, and therefore the world of that time perished. Who was the assassin? Yahweh. Thanks to whom? Thanks to Noah. But the heavens and earth that exist now, wow, hold on, that exists now, and is filled with Noahs, But the heavens and earth that exist now are reserved by the same word, kept for the fire in the day of judgment. Day of what? Day of judgment and of the perdition of the wicked men. Why are the wicked men going to be lost? If the one that gave them that wickedness and that nature, and it was Yahweh, why are they going to be lost? Why? There's no reason to. Who declared this? We literally changing our way of thinking. Why? Because Yahweh started to form us that way. Oh, the perdition of the wicked men. Who are, Mr. Peter, the wicked? The wicked are those that laugh at me. The wicked are those that say, where is the promise of his coming? Where is the promise? Those are the impious. Those that do not accept our message are impious. No, Peter. And the bitch that fucking bore you. Part of the wicked men are you, Peter. So then don't ask for the perdition. Don't start to ask for the perdition of wicked men, because you're there. You're going to go, you and Jacob, and your whole group of little friends, of the 10 that you have, or 9, or whatever. He had left for that. So then careful. Those are the impious men. Careful what you're saying, Peter. But they don't understand because they think they're holy. They don't understand. Yet, beloved, you will not be lost. You're with me. Be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Finally, he says something true. It gets from Psalms. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, another lie. The Lord is patient. He doesn't want anyone to perish. No. This is, I always saw it so contradictory, because then if they have patience, he doesn't have the patience his whole life, and this will be for millions of years, because always one will be born, has the patience with the babies that are growing, and some can repent. Cut off his life because you wanted to, and you had no patience with that. You had patience with us. That's a lie. This is for religious, stupid minds that say the Lord is... No, that's a lie. This is creation. And it's good. And that's it. In great, increasingly good. What is this idiot telling me about? Then it says, not wanting for anyone to perish, for always in the lake of fire, but that they all proceed unto repentance. But the day of the Lord, what day of the Lord? There it is. We started with the great lies that Yahweh made up, and is the same lie as the nuclear bomb. It's already losing some strength, but always from the days of the time of the 50s, the Americans, when they would show them images of the nuclear bomb that would explode, wow, they'd make the trees go like this. You've seen these. There's this little bit of the filmings of how destructive it was, a nuclear bomb, that they can destroy the world in 1 second, and that the world is like in a red button, and they showed you the president with the red button. They could push it, and they push that button, we shit on everything, fuck it all to hell. And one says, but the Christian God, oh no, men can destroy it with just a button. And then on the side you have Gorbachev and all that dog shit of the Russians and the dog shit sons of bitches. They had the red button. So then between the U.S. and the bomb, and we're like this, oh please don't press the button, don't press the button, don't be sons of bitches. We're gonna make bunkers for ourselves. So then it was a time that the bunkers came up and the threats and all that. Well, the day of the Lord is just like the threat of the nuclear bomb, of the nuclear war that'll never take place. That never took place. They never let one drop because it doesn't exist. The same thing as if they were the Martians were to invade us. In a time, even Orson Welles by radio, that the Martians had come to Earth, and many people committed suicide because we are that way. But when we take the reality, those threats already can shove them where the sun don't shine. If there's a sun, then, Mr. Peter, this is like the nuclear bomb, like the invasion of Mars. It, it will not exist, like it also won't exist anything else. It's all a verse here. It's all fake here. So then what happens? Oh, yes. But the nuclear bombs, no, I'd say the day of the Lord shall come like a thief at night. Notice if it's not a nuclear bomb in which the heavens will pass. What do you mean the heavens? Nobody will breathe? No, nobody will breathe. They'll all be dead. The heavens will pass. And with the elements, what are the elements? The earth, water, fire, oxygen. Those are the elements. And the elements, oh, little Peter, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Wow, Peter, you never read that it says the sixth day. Everything that Yahweh made is increasingly good? No. We have to burn everything. All the elements, we have to melt them to kind of like we see in a movie, what is left from a nuclear bomb, just like that. Just like and the Christians read this, and they live tormented. One in the greatest torments Yahweh gave unto men. Physical torments, the mental torments, DHS is in religion. To end up fucking it all up, there's no escape. There's no escape. Wherever you look, you will be tormented like a son of a bitch. If you're really happy, then come out from everything, and don't care about anything, you'll be happier than to follow the rules of the whole world and the religions of them all. But Mr. Peter says, and the land and the works that are therein shall be burned. All the works, all of them. The buildings, everything. Since all these things will be undone, how can ye not be walking in a holy conversation and godliness? This is psychological manipulation to ruin your life. It is the same thing as is to be afraid that the nuclear bomb is coming. How will not take care of yourselves? How are you going to take care of food? How are you going to not take care of water? If you have money, then make a bunker, because the bomb is above you. The day of the Lord is above you. The great tribulation is above you. And it was above us for a long time, or not, tormented us the whole life. Yahweh says, look, I'm coming, okay? What day? The day of the wrath. Why are you so upset? I'm upset against Babylon. But if you're upset, then start to do something. You don't need to destroy everything. You're against Babylon. How many countries are there? There are 200 and something. Well, change the kings. Change the kings and set justice. No, I'm not going to do that. So then you're just doing that. How the fuck you're going to come with the wrath? No, start to change. We see that he was the one that influenced everything. Now we say, now it's just a joke for you to come and do justice from something that you yourself do. Absolutely no way. And that is how we see that it was all a lie. That's just how well they discovered it. Now they understand what they'll do. This is the maximum work of my creation, Babylon. And I'll give it to you in the hand. Of course I won't destroy you. How the fuck am I going to destroy you if it took me 6,000 years to have a civilization that way? It took me 6,000 years for you to have hot water, cold water, ice, and to be able to eat what you never in the life man has ever imagined to eat, because a fruit comes from somewhere else, and you have money. That money is a lot better than trading. You say trading is better. I have carrots, you have watermelons. I mean, you have to be an Indian, a caveman, a system where you can work money, you can make it grow. I understand that, of course, the bankers are the greatest sons of bitches. If there's taking that, there was no interest, they would love the interest of money, because money's worth something, is or else it would lose value. It's beautiful. Who wants to change an elephant? I'll give you an elephant, you give me a lion. What the fuck is that? I have some potatoes. Oh, I don't want that. I want tomatoes. How many potatoes? I don't want potatoes. What I want? Then shove the potatoes up your ass, because I want tomatoes. So then, what do we do? I'll just shove something else. How about an eggplant? Because I want some eggplants. I mean, it's complete stupidity. If I said trading is better. No, that is of the most basic Indians that exist. We want a society where there is money, and money that does not ever lose value. Instead of a dollar, for it to be called, I don't know, an LVE. I don't know, the monetary system. It is a true system that does not lose value, ever. And an LVE is worth this from here, like from 10,000 years. Spectacular like that. And the bank, that is also LVE, it's also LVE, does not charge any interest. But of course, if the whole world produces and and then we all have everything, so then how am I going to destroy this? Then, so 6,000 years that I've been working like a son of a bitch. And if I were here, he cannot speak any other dog shit language or any other accent. None. Because God is Argentinian, turn of the page, so then he'd be here, look here, Che. All of you, learn. The word of Yahweh would speak. It cost me 6,000 years to do this shit, and it works well until you learn to get along. There are wars still just to keep you entertained, because I have to teach you, but how good that I made everything. I taught you to make fruits better than the ones I created, because if you take a fruit from 6,000 years ago as dog shit back then, I taught you to make the best ones, all the things, wow, the things that you have. I created a dog like this. What was the dog from Adam and Eve? It was dog shit. It was uglier than dog shit. This is you. You made all kinds of dogs spectacular. You really, I admire you. If I made you, it took me 6,000 years, and you want me to come with wrath to destroy something? I mean, only the Christians and the Jews can believe that. If Yahweh were speaking that way. Very Argentinian, for those that understand Argentinian, said, don't follow stupid shit, you idiots. What dog shit do you have in your mind? What the fuck did I teach you for so many years? Now you're thinking a little bit. Don't be douches. How do you want me to destroy everything? If it's my greatest work, are you idiots? What the fuck do you have in your mind? It's a maximum thing. And from here, I'll give it to the Messiah, which is also Argentinian. Obviously, if God is Argentinian, he's going to have a son. That's French. So as to not offend anyone. If God is Argentinian, he comes from the Antarctica, because the access to heaven is the Antarctica. It is the end of the world and the entrance into heaven. So of course God is Argentinian, the Messiah is Argentinian. That's the way we are. And you preach in Argentinian, whether you like it or not. Aguante LVE. So then, tell them, hey, boys, it's been 6,000 years that I've worked my ass off with it. It cost a ball and a half, even my neck. It would come 6,000 years ago to die. No one understood a thing. You cost me an egg and a half. You want me to come with wrath to destroy everything? What the fuck do you have in your mind? What craziness do you have in your head? No, I come here to give over the power to destroy this, because you are learning. What are you reading? LVE chapter 1. I'll read it to you later. I'll write everything with LVE. Someday it'll be written, but it's not written that way. I'll translate it. Somebody left? Very well. So then moving on. I was here thinking about this idiot. It's called Peter. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. And the elements burning at a nuclear level shall melt, and the earth and the works therein shall be burnt up. Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, keeping the commandments, keeping all the things that God gave us, putting the head down before God, being servants and believing everything that he wrote, waiting and rushing and hasting us for what? For the coming of the day of God. But the day of God, are you sure, Peter? Yes. Let's be holy and let us make haste the coming of the day of the Lord. Who the fuck wants the day of the Lord? Peter and all the Christians and Jews, yes, but not me. Not I. And God also not. In which the heavens, what will happen? The end of creation? No, it is the end of creation. Not the projected end, but the final. No, you're wrong, Peter. It's not the end. It is the end, the glorious end of creation and the initiation of all eternity. You're a bit wrong, Peter. It isn't so. No, I believe that the day of the Lord comes in which the heavens will be undone and the elements being burned. Oh, how awful will be burnt up. But we, oh wow, we, who are we? Noah. We are Noah, but we, the Noahide, or the bitch that fucking bore you, we think, following to its promises. What promises? New heavens and new earth. Oh, how beautiful. We wait for the promise that this destroys everything, that he worked for 6,000 years for nothing, and that he broke his ass for nothing, and he died for nothing to destroy everything that he created and to create a new earth. What a good news, Peter. You have one finger of forehead. You're a one, just like we in the Christians. We wait for what? New heavens, new earth, in which justice prevails, absolute beauty. Peter and the Christians and all the ones that believe this way, and we included before, we didn't understand thing. But now, we start to see. When the blind man said, I was blind, but he opened my eyes, and now I see. And now I see that the day of the wrath of Yahweh does not exist, nor it would ever exist. Just like the nuclear bombs. Just the arrival of man unto the moon. We believe it, nor will it ever exist. We want to go past the sun. Hebrews 13:8. How beautiful is the Shabbat to listen to. I listen to me. How beautiful. I mentioned you a whole dog shit week. Have nothing else than to work and suffer. Listen to the subjects. What you're listening to, all the men that have lived during these 6,000 years wanted to hear it, didn't understand thing. You who have the opportunity of listening to it, listen to it many times and comment. Hebrews 13:8. Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, mistranslated, Yeshua HaMashiach, the salvation of the Mashiach is the very same yesterday and forever and ever. What a false declaration, just like that. What a false declaration. It says, but are you sure? We always love this text in a ridiculous voice. We always love this text. Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever and ever. What a dog shit declaration. Yeshua, the Mashiach, was not the same yesterday, is not the same today, and he will be the same maybe forever, for the ever and ever. But the Mashiach did not exist until the sixth day. What the book of Hebrews is referring to is a lie. It is referring to the person that came in a human form that no one saw that it was Yahweh. It was concealed, of course, and you don't see it now, that it was not the Mashiach. And that person, the author of Hebrews says, that Jesus was the same before, so then he was with the Father before, is the same today, and it'll be the same forever and ever. The same. The same idiot are going to have to say that I say everything of the Father, there's not the date of his own coming. He says, I don't even know the date of my own coming. I can imagine Jesus speaking Argentinian. Hey, my man here, I don't know the date of my coming. The Father knows, but he doesn't tell the Son anything. Some Jew might have said that. People say, oh, wow, this is the Mashiach. Didn't even know when he lived. He doesn't understand ever. This is a lie. The Messiah has not been the same yesterday. Is not the best today. And yes, it doesn't have anything to do that he'll be the the best forever and ever. But what he's indicating here is that Messiah existed with Yahweh for all eternity. That's a lie. That's a lie. Women, which are the Mashiach in the prophecy of the creation, the woman, which is the Mashiach, which is equal to men, which takes from him that woman that is the bride, that represents the Mashiach, that represents the sons of Elohim, did not exist before. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. This is indicating to me that person existed. That person existed before, for all eternity and behind. Do you understand? Why? Because they didn't understand that Yeshua said, before Abraham existed, I am. But he's saying, Yeshua, not Yeshua, but Yahweh speaking. Before Abraham existed, I am, because I'm Yahweh. It's more than idiots. You don't understand the thing. You don't see a cow tied to a post. So then this is the same thing, false. Now we go to Isaiah. Now we go to Isaiah. How long have I been speaking? 2 hours and a half I've been speaking. I want to leave you already. Just a little bit. Because I have lots to read to you. Because I have to go back to read the prophecies of destruction. Because the prophecies of destruction, they're no such thing. We've always read them. And saying, look, at the end, Yahweh comes to destroy everything. And we, oh, yes, of course, we want to be saved. We want this and that. Wow, and now we're reading everything backwards. We have to start reading everything backwards. Evidently so. Evidently so. Now let's go to Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 13, 1 through 22. This prophecy is that I used to love, and you, of course, love it. Prophecy of Babylon. Oh, how great. Let us sink Babylon. No, hold on. I live there. No, hold on. If you fuck off Babylon, then nobody will be left. To the son of Amos, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones. Look, they will say, where's we? That's us. Let's go to the sanctified ones unto the attack. The sanctified ones unto the attack. The sons of Elohim unto the attack. I have also called my mighty ones, for we are those mighty ones, for mine anger. And that time we said, yes, we're gonna, God has wrath. Our Father, we also were sons of the wrath. Yes, it is the wrath of God. We're sons of Elohim, of the wrath of Elohim. Then we want to do what our Father wants to do. What did Yeshua say unto the Jews? You're sons of the devil. And what you want to do, the devil, your father, he's a murderer from the beginning. And what you want to do is kill, because you're sons of that murderer. And we would read, the wrath of Yahweh comes, yes, and we are the mighty ones. What do we want? We want to consume the wrath of Yahweh, kill us. We're just like our Father, yay! Send us to the wrath. This is my mighty ones. I read without commenting so much. Lift up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they might go into the gates of nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Yea, we rejoice of killing. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. Yeah, we're the hosts for the battle. We want to kill. We want to destroy. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh, in the weapons of his indignation. Yeah, we want to be the weapons of indignation of Yahweh to destroy and kill, destroy and kill. Yes, to destroy the whole land. What? What does it say? Yeah, that's what we want to do. Yes, like Noah, Jehovah, and the instruments of his wrath destroy the whole earth. We don't have to add anything. What is Babylon? It is the whole earth. Babylon is the whole earth, and Yahweh made up this story to make them go through a strainer, all the unjust, and to see if they were going to be filtered. The true Mashiach says, no, hold on, stop. No, what happened? What happened to you? On the one side, you say, yes, in the beginning. And Yahweh says, are you my mighty one? You want to fight with me? Yes. You want to kill him? Yes. You want to rape women? Oh, what'd you say? We'll read that later. Oh, but it's written. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. When I presented it in the revelation of the sons of Elohim, I didn't even know how the fuck to read that. I didn't know how the fuck to read that. Because everyone, yes. And then, are you sure? Many of you said yes. So then it says as follows. It says, here, Jehovah and the instruments of his wrath to destroy what? All the earth, yes. How? Because the day of Jehovah is at hand. Oh, what the fuck? Once again, the nuclear bomb entirely. All over again. It shall come. The day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Hold on, stop. What does the Almighty come to do? Complete destruction, to leave a complete desert. Wow. And this is your so marvelous a creation. Well, increasingly good. No, this is a disaster. Therefore, shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Yea, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. Yea, for them to suffer. They shall have pain as a woman that travaileth. Yes, they deserve it. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger. What was the day of Yahweh? The wrath of Yahweh comes, the terrible wrath and indignation of wrath. The burning fierce anger. Wow, why is he so upset? Because Babylon is evil, of course. We used to think that way. Babylon is evil, and of course, yes, we help you. We fight for you. Send us. Who will go for me? Says Yahweh. Isaiah, and we also. And Noah says, we also. And Jonah says, I heard destruction, me also. And Peter says, destruction? All the elements, I also want to go. So then we all go into the destruction of the day of Jehovah. Let's go. Can you imagine what righteous people would be left after destroying Nathan says, we're the righteous of the earth. How good are they? They're dog shit. They're the worst of the worst. And then the image of Yahweh that the Bible shows even worse, absolutely worse. It says, howl ye. It says, don't yell, howl. For the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall, and what was it? And sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. How many are sinners? The Bible says so. There's some not a sinner. The Bible says it. It says it. How many sinners are there? All of them. Except for one. The lion says, I is extremely sinful. Just with that, I'll risk it. Terrible. But don't even mention it. I'm not even going to say it. Look, I'm not even going to say it. But it says, I come to take only the sinners out of the land. So then how many are saved? You have to be much of a son of a bitch. So great level to say, I'm not a sinner. I deserve salvation of those say that this blood of Christ forgave me of all sins, and they know that they're extremely sinful to the level that they teach that sin is, so that no one is left. He that says he's not a sinner, he's a liar. So then, who has not been a sinner? They're all sinners. Because the law is there to be broken. That's how he left it. That's how he made it. he didn't say evil people, but sinners. Sinners are those that break his law. How many break his law? Everyone. So then, how many will he wipe out? No one, not even the parrot will be left. No one is left. No one is left. He says to make the land desolate. How is he? His creation of 6,000 years? Desolate. And destroy all the sinners. In other words, all of them. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened on his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And will punish the world for their evil. Wait a minute. The world has evil, or was the evil imposed by you, and you're the evil, and you're the king of evil, you're creator of evil. There's no evil that didn't come to a city that didn't come from you. Oh, you're opening the eyes. He says, what fruit did you eat thereof? Oh, that of LVE. That's the one you're eating? You have to look at the YouTube LVE videos and to eat the fruit of the wisdom, but not to eat just one, but to just get filled with it, get indigestion from eating too much. And because of their evilness, what? You have to, and the wicked shall be punished for their iniquity, and it will cause the arrogancy of the proud, starting with yours, and it will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man that the golden wage of a fair. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of their place. That's a lie. The land will not be moved. It can never be moved. If the land is moved out of its place, then the heaven is also moved, because it's the same surface. It started with the lies. It's like a father telling the son, if you touch that, I'll break all your bones. How many parents have told me, I'll break every last bone that you have. And if I believe my dad can break every bone, then I won't touch it. I am tormented, and or else he'll tell me another lie. The boogeyman is coming, and all the kinds of lies that they would lie to me everywhere. He is the father of humanity. So then he says, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make the heavens, and they'll all move from its place in the indignation. Why is he so indignated? If he governs everything, it's like if Biden would come and be so wrathful with the government of, hold on, stop, Biden. It's your government. No, I'm so upset because of the son of a bitch of the United States. Then, of course, let's gonna judge you. No one does that. When you see this, you see the threatening lie in Yahweh is showing us this. That it won't be so. Boys, I show you the truth, not the others in parables. And why you? Because you are a part of the Messiah. And the earth will move from its place in the indignation of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of the wrath of his place. Everyone shall look unto his people, and everyone will go to his land. It's where the fuck they live. And whomever that will be found shall be ran through. I mean, if you escape from one thing, you are ran through, and will fall by the sword. Their children shall be struck before them. Look at these threats. Their houses shall be raped. It says, who are they? They're the sons of Yahweh that come to destroy everything. They're the ones that said, yes, these are my mighty ones. Those are the ones? Those are the ones? So then what do? And they have fun. The Christians don't understand. But Yahweh was saying, these is my army. Which is, he has fun by killing the children in front of their parents. He doesn't kill the parents first. He kills the children in front of them with the parents alive, and we crack them like we're breaking eggs. And so we have a lot of fun. Who will have that fun? My children, my sons of Elohim. Is their vengeance. What is the vengeance for? It's the vengeance of all the things of the NASA. And what do the babies have to do with that? No, because they have such hate of everything. They're going to kill everything. The babies, no, that's my Messiah, my destroying Messiah. So then this is an image of a destroyer that we believed it in the beginning. Their children shall be dashed to pieces before them. Yea, their houses shall be spoiled. What are they going to do? Oh, they have fun. Stealing? That is the righteous Messiah? Yes, he says. They have fun stealing. And not just that, he says. What else? And their wives ravished. No. No, let's not mention that again. No, you sure? That's not going to take place. That's not going to take place because he's laughing. He's laughing. Yahweh says, wow, if you were to understand what actually you believe, what you think the Christians believe, you would be ashamed every day of what you believed. Because this is the punishment of Babylon, done by the children of Yahweh. They cannot even comprehend what is written. This is absolutely, if it were true, what Christianity and Judaism believes. Behold, I awaken the Medes and the Persians against them. Who are the Medes and the Persians? The prophetic Medes are precisely the sons of Elohim. They will not care about the gold. They only care about ravaging, to kill children in front of their parents, and then they rape the women and then kill them. The bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. What do? How do they have fun? They shoot a child that is running away. Just imagine the scene, a child running away. They killed his parents, disaster. Look at Gaza. Look at Gaza. This is precisely what's happening in Gaza. What's happening in Gaza, give or take? What's happening in the world of Russia and Ukraine? This is what happens. This is what we want for the end of the world? No, of course not. No, of course not. Of course not. But it says that these, the sons of Elohim, and their supposed end, how do they have fun? It says with bows, plain to shoot the target, it's shooting at children, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. What? Yeah, kind of like those that killed the wife of this actor. What is the name? Mason. Charles Mason, who killed this one. They opened her womb. No, they shall not have mercy of the fruit of the womb. Pregnant women, they'll have fun playing target practice, or with knives, or with weapons. And you might say, this is what we thought that we had to do. This is not disgusting. This is absolutely a joke. It's a joke. So that we wake up, and that we're waking up now because it's the moment. So we wake up. And they shall not have pity of the fruit of the womb, nor their eyes shall spare the children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. We already know how God overthrew them. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Is that what we want from Babylon? That on this earth? To never again be inhabited? Why were we 6,000 years of creation, of technology, of being able to speak, of being able to hear in YouTube, of being able to hear live? All this, what was it good for? No, we have to destroy everything. Never again it'll be inhabited. Then where are they going to inhabit? Oh, a new land. It'll never again be inhabited, nor will it be inhabited from generation into generation. Nor shall the Arab raise their tent there, but the beasts of the field shall live there. It says demons in other places. It says that the beasts of the desert and the owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. Wild beasts and the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in the pleasant places. And when is this going to take place? Never. Was it that supposedly was going to take place in that day of the wrath of Yahweh? It clearly says so. Here is the day of Jehovah cometh, terrible, and of indignation, and of wrath of anger, to turn the land into, make it desolate, and to take the sinners, sweep them out of it. That is what the apocalypse that is written. That's the apocalypse that is written, and the whole world understands. Entire destruction. That is what will take place. No. Let us go to a different place. Which, how many times have we read? And almost with pleasure. No, not almost, with pleasure. Thinking that was what had to come. And now, it is all turned around. But it's been 3 hours. I'm not going to read it to you. I will not read it to you because it's been 3 hours already. and your attention slap, it's only like 20 minutes, then you don't understand, you fall asleep, you don't understand, you say, what did you say? What did you say? What did he say? I missed out on the last part. I have lots to read because we are rereading the prophecies, the biblical prophecies. Rereading the biblical prophecies. So then what follows after this is brutal for next Shabbat. And for the following Shabbat, which will be Shavuot, it is a subject that is absolutely fascinating. Can we change the apocalypse? The answer is a resounding no. Because the true revelation, why change it? If Yahweh tells you the end. Now, if you imagine, can we change the apocalypse for it to be read at surface level? It's not that we can change it. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. Just like that. Like I tell you, it does not exist. It does not exist. I'll repeat it again. It's not that we can change it. It's not that we have to change it. It does not exist. The day of the wrath written does not exist. In English, it would be said it's bullshit. It is bullshit. It is written words, dog shit words. They do not exist. It is like saying, it's the same question. Can we stop the nuclear war? Before that, the nuclear bombs have to actually exist in order for us to have to stop the nuclear bomb. Same thing as they were to ask, can we stop the invasion of the Martians? There should, a planet of where those Martians exist should exist first for them to be able to come. Since we know that it doesn't exist, then the question is stupid. Can we change the apocalypse? No. The apocalypse, the real apocalypse, the real revelation says that there's no destruction. The real revelation says that when the 6,000 days are up, Yahweh looked and he said, wow, what I created in 6 days is good in great manner. The prophecy says, if I were to not send Elijah, then yes, I'll send the whole bullshit that I wrote. That is so clear. That is part of what we're going to read. But it is very fun because there is the answer, one of the answers. It's right there. I'll read it to you a little bit, but we have to read a lot more before that. This is how Yahweh says. And I'll read something else also that we're going to just tell you what's going to happen next week because we have lots to read. Something which always I saw it and I wanted to learn more about that and I was not able to get it or couldn't get it. It is in Amos. And don't quote it like crazy, like you discovered it, because it isn't so. You didn't discover shit. You don't see a cow standing in front of you. If I don't show you the subject, you're willing to grab a sword and even to rape women. I understand that. That is why the Spirit speaks into the churches, not the churches into the Spirit. We'd be very bad off. So don't be quoting and saying, I used to think, noticed. You didn't notice dog shit of anything. Of anything. If you don't accept that, we're not going to get along too well. Things have to be in their order. Amos 5 says, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is that for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Exactly. Why the fuck do you want the day of Yahweh? I always read this. And either we desire for Jesus to come like we thought, but if we desire for Jesus to come, we also wanted the day of the Lord to come. Who's he speaking? You're speaking to those that don't believe? No. Because those that believe it, those that don't believe, those that could give a fuck about God and all the Bible, dog shit. They don't even read this. They're not even worried about this. He's not saying, oh, look at what Amos said. We don't even believe in the Bible. No, but I'm worried about... Stop fucking around. This is for those that believe. Who are they? The Jews and the Christians. Those that think. Look at what it says in a different version. It's as follows. In the version of the Spanish DHH, the Lord saith, woe unto they that desire that the day of the Lord. Do you know how it'll be unto you that day? It'll be a day of darkness and not of light, you idiots. Stop wishing for the second coming of Christ if that were to exist. No fucking Christian would be alive, not one. Not even the fucking pastor, nor the fucking last sheep, nor the fucking last prophet, no one. We want the coming of Jesus. You idiot. We want the rapture, the secret rapture of the fucking bitch that bore you, you fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. If that is fulfilled, you're destroyed. Yahweh says, I do not come to save anyone. Let's see if you understand it. I said I'm going to kill all the sinners. I said I'm going to sweep all men. I said that I'm going to sweep the entire earth with a sweeper. You don't understand that, you idiots. What the fuck are you reading now, I say unto you? Seriously? You really want the day of the Lord? Is it really? You're saying we want the day of the Lord? For Jesus to come soon? Is that what you're asking for? You stupid idiots. Don't you see that is fulfilled? If that is fulfilled, I'll kill all of you. Did you see that no one will live? Not Peter, nor the fucking parrot. No one will be left. Look at what you're asking for. Amos 5:18. The simple language version. How awful will be unto you that await the day of my coming. What? Now hold on, stop. All of you that are waiting for Jesus to come, it says that it'll go really bad on them. Yes. It's going to be so bad on them, extremely bad. But oh, that he was coming, going to heaven. Where does it say he's going to take you to heaven? Where the fuck does it say he's going to take you to heaven? He's going to take you to death. If it were fulfilled, what the coming of Jesus is coming is the coming of death itself. Since you think that it's a day of light, no. If that is fulfilled, it'll be a day of darkness. Are you not understanding? You've never understood anything about the Bible. You didn't understand that dog shit of the Bible. If you don't understand that, don't you worry. You didn't understand that either. You didn't understand anything of the Bible. You want it to come and to be raptured. How bad it'll be unto you. Who? You. Those that await the day so anxiously. Not the rest, not them. Those that are it's going to go really bad on them is those that await with so anxiously. How many songs did we sing saying, for Christ to come, we await you in the clouds. When will you come to look for us? In the glorious coming of Jesus in the clouds. If that was fulfilled, it was the glorious coming of our sudden death of everyone. Just like that, of everyone. Oh no, but that's what we used to sing. We were honored. We'd go to Shabbat on Sunday. We would go to Mass. We would take the Holy Supper. We would do all the things. We would take care of the Sabbath. We'd keep the Sabbath, give our tithes. Is that what you used to do? It says, woe unto those that want the day of the Lord to come. Do you know how it'll be? You have no idea. Do you know? It will be a day of darkness and not of light. That's as if to say, it'll be a day of evil and not of good. For whom? For those that desire the day of the Lord. I'm closing a subject that I have no words to describe how fabulous it is, because it's really fabulous. It has changed your mind, absolutely. Completely. And you cannot go back. There's no way of going back, because once you open, you see that your interpretation was naked. You cannot stay the way you were. How incredible that the Christians don't listen to this and they cannot listen to it. What does Yahweh say about all the religious rites? Let's read what it says. Let's read what it says about the religious rites. It says, Amos 5:21 or 5:20. Yes, the day of the Lord, the day of Yahweh, will be dark and hopeless. Dense darkness, not just dark, but of dense darkness, without any clarity, no light. In the day that you wait, there's no light, if it were to come. It says, but we're religious, oh Lord. What was it? But we're religious. We used to sing, we would go to church, we'd kneel down to pray, and we would ask you to forgive our sins. I hate and I despise your feast days. What? You celebrate feasts, whichever. I hate them, he says. The true Yahweh. The one that is behind the lines that no one can read. I despise your feast days and your solemn assemblies. Very solemn. Oh, solemn. We're so solemn. We have our tie. We go to church and we say, happy Sabbath. Did you do a good act today? Give us the tithe that we sent to Africa. It displeases me, your solemn assemblies. I don't want all the offerings and the sacrifices. I do not want the offerings that you burn in my name, to top it off in my name. And what about the songs? Nor your offerings of cereals, nor the fat beasts. That's all the things that people offer to God. Take thou away from the noise of thy songs, that you come for me to pardon me. You don't see that you're speaking to the most wicked God. Every time you come for that God to forgive you, you become Israelites, and that is what I don't want you to do. What? What did he say? No, and then most of you, you cannot understand it. Forget it. What did Christian say? Yeah, I said exactly what I said. Precisely. When I become the God of the Bible, the God that is reflective of the Christians, Jews, I become what God doesn't want me to become. Precisely what God doesn't want them to do. Because of the phase that actually we're learning to say, okay, this is creation. That is not the true God. That's not. He says, but we sing. No, totally. We sing with the guitar, like Pepito, still singing up until today. Good thing I got all those dog shit fucking groups out here. Cesar Ivan, songs he can shove it way up his ass. YHWH Ekhad, good thing they also fucked off to shit, the dog shit fucking groups. I don't want to hear another fucking song of YHWH Ekhad. Just like that. I'll repeat this again in case you didn't understand. I don't want you to even share religious fucking dog shit songs. If you're gonna share a song, give me a heavy metal song or a good rock, but not that dog shit fucking idiots, because that is what Yahweh enjoys. Not that they come, we worship Yahweh. What? Now he's going to say the religious songs that he thinks about. What does Yahweh think of the religious songs of what YHWH Ekhad used to sing before? What do you think about that? He's going to say, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. What? I don't want to hear the sound of your melody of thy viols, or your fucking guitars, nothing. Why not? I'll explain to you why not. Because they recite biblical texts, which are precisely, they say the contrary to what the hidden message is within. You understand what I'm saying? I could care less if you don't understand. It is not for God an honor for you to recite the Bible, because I'm reciting just a cover. That is not the message. And then make a song about let us rape women and burst the heads of babies in front of their parents, and also the pregnant women. Sing that. The same thing is to sing that is to sing God. Oh my, same thing. Oh no, I'm going to say just some words of David. No, also say everything else that David said. He said it's a pleasure to cast the sons of Babylon against the rocks. He also said that. So then I say Psalms 23. Jehovah my pastor. No, that's a lie. What is it? Oh, really? Christian. What is he saying today? I mean, God doesn't even want you to even recite that. He doesn't want that because it isn't so. Jehovah, my shepherd, I shall not lack anything. We lacked everything in this life with a reason. What does it follow? That fucking psalm. Jehovah is my pastor, and I shall not have any want. In places of delicate pasture shall he lay me to rest. Next to waters shall I rest, and he shall shepherd me. What? He shall comfort my soul. Keep going. He shall comfort my soul, make me walk through the... For love of your name. What name? Of the one that I think that it's God? That is God? I shall not fear no evil. It says no. If you can continue to recite that, and the more you recite it, the more I'll send you evil. And you know what evil is in the flesh if he sends it. So then when we open our eyes, then we say, oh, okay, the Bible is concealed. I'm not reciting stupid shit. Now that I understand the plan of God, it is marvelous. Because to say Psalms 23 is the same thing as to say for the destruction to come and to kill everyone. Same thing. It's exactly the same thing. What is the difference? Because you like it more? Content's same. You understand what I'm saying? So then it says the songs, you're singing the Bible to me, you idiots, what I gave you. Don't sing that to me. Listen to other groups. Sing groups like Pantera, things like that, Iron Maiden, that's great. Battle Beast that we seen the other day, that we all knew, live and spectacular. Listen to other groups. Judas Priest, don't listen to the Bible, you fucking idiots. I gave it to you now. Now you sing it? You don't understand it, now you sing it. Wow, you guys really don't understand. So what does it say? Tell me once again, what you say about the religious music? Yes. They want to sing by raping women. Take away. I don't want to hear the sound of your harps. Look at it says in the Spanish DHH. How does it say? Wait, not this one, not the Spanish DHH. This is the Spanish DHH. I'll read this either way. In the Spanish RV 1960, it says, take away the multitude of your songs, your dog shit songs. Take thou away from me. I can't stand them. Take away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody. And I'm singing Psalms. Psalm 23. Take that dog shit. Why? Because it's a lie. What'd you say? Psalms 91. I give it to you to comfort yourselves a little bit. You make me laugh. Take those melody, those psalms, take them out. Take thee away the multitude of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. Wow. What does Elohim really want? What does he want? What does he want? You know what he wants? He says it very clearly. I'll read it to you. Read it to you right now. But I'll study it next Shabbat. But let judgment run down as waters. That is what he wants. And what is to let judgment run down as waters? Not to wish for the death of anyone, not to wish for the wrath of Elohim. Wow. What more justice is there? What greater justice is there in that? Say, no, Yahweh, you don't come to destroy anyone. There's a greater righteousness? There isn't. And righteousness is a mighty stream. The religion of Israel has always been false, and he says so. But they didn't even notice. Look at what Yahweh says. Israelites. In the 40 years in the desert, that they had the tabernacle, they followed God, they did the feast and all that dog shit. Look at what Elohim's going to say, okay, mind you? I mean, this is insane. Israelites, have you offered unto my sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years? O house of Israel? And this is mistranslated. I had to read to you in a different one. Reads as follows. It says, number 25 in the Spanish DHH. Have you offered unto me sacrifices? Take away the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. But let judgment run down as waters. Write that one. In righteousness as a mighty stream. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch and hewn your images. What? This made me think for a long time. That tabernacle of Aaron and all the rest, how does he call it? That's the only tabernacle they had in 40 years. It says he calls it the tabernacle of Moloch. Right, because he's also Moloch. And the Moloch of Kyun. Moloch of murderers. Maybe it goes past your understanding. Yahweh says, you see how you offered sacrifices to me, supposedly to me. Of course, I spoke to you. I show you a face, but actually, those sacrifices are dog shit. All the sheep and all that blood is dog shit. Actually, like Moloch, which is the same thing. Moloch, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves. Wow. That left me thinking all week. Because he didn't quote at some point in time that Israel went with other gods. He quoted in the moment that Moses and Aaron were there. Moses and Aaron were there with the dog shit tabernacle they made. The brand new tabernacle. Was there another tabernacle? What does he call that tabernacle? He calls the tabernacle of Moloch and Kyun. Therefore, the fucking temple that Solomon made, it was also the Solomon of Moloch and Kyun. What is the difference? Exactly. He says it. I'm not saying it. I'll read it to you again. But ye have offered sacrifices unto me in the desert in 40 years, O house of Israel. No. Not me. Actually, you had the tabernacle of your Moloch and Kyun, your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves. Look at how this same text says. Well, I'll read it to you next Shabbat. I'll read to you next Shabbat. I have a lot to read next Shabbat because it's not just a little piece that I had here to read for you. I have a new light. No, it's not that. I'll read to you the entire Bible. And the entire Bible will make sense to you when you comprehend that the whole threat of the day of Yahweh is annulled by the very same decree that says, before the day of Yahweh, I sent the prophet Elijah unto you. If I don't send the prophet Elijah before the wrath of Yahweh, what will happen is that I will destroy everything. In other words, I'll read it to you in a different way. You see how all the things that I've said about the day of wrath that I'll do, I'll make you all dog shit. Turn you into shit. All of you, you're all sinners, make you all shit. Okay. Before I make you all shit, I'm going to send Prophet Elijah. He will change the way of thinking of the religion. He will make straight the scripture, the interpretation thereof. He will remind you the law that I gave you in Mount Horeb. He won't say it. He'll make you remember it. He'll say, this is of the beast, and everything that he'll say. I'm not going to say all that in the text. He'll remind you of it. Remember of that dog shit that was. Remember of that empire that Yahweh had formed with that. That is what Elijah will do. And if I don't send Elijah, then my day of wrath will come. What do you want? But, behold, I send you the prophet Elijah. And Elijah, what he does is he annuls the day of wrath. That's why he can say everything that he wants. He may have written all the greatest in Senate. One day he's like, what else do I add? The day of the wrath. My soldiers are going to rape women. What else? They're going to shoot the target with the children and with the pregnant women. It's fun. They're such idiots. Then all that will be annulled. All of it. When it says, well, and who will be able to stop the wrath of Yahweh. He asked who? He asked who? He gives you the answer. Elijah. Elijah comes to stop the day of the wrath. It's not that he comes to stop. It's all creation. The wrath of Yahweh would never come. Elijah would always come. It's obvious. It's not saying, and if Elijah fails, then I have to fulfill that. No. You see that it's all a closed circle. It's creation. So then he threatened us with everything. He took all that dog shit that it's ever been. Everyone believed it, even Peter saying, oh, it's all going to be undone. You pay attention. Hold on. Can somebody stop this? That I'm going to do? Can somebody make me change? Can somebody stop my hand that is placed there to destroy? Then later he says, oh, yes, it's true. It's true. The man of my counsel. He can do things that you cannot believe. He also, which I call him Elijah, I call him the angel of my covenant. Actually, he will stop. And if I were to not send him, like, no, since no one understands the thing, then what I'm going to do here, if you're all idiots that don't understand anything, I'll send Elijah, and I'll no longer send the day of the coming of God. Let us pray. Our Father, you are a designer, majestic designer, an incredible creator. You have created a world in 6,000 years with an end that's unpredictable. Of all the movies and stories that we've created, you have surpassed them all with an end that is really unpredictable. They all ate the lie. They really read just the superficialness and did not understand. But by design, you sent Elijah. And Elijah is the one that stops all that fury, that wrath that everybody awaits. We give you thanks because you make us understand the apocalypse that Revelation is written for some. Now that the others cannot read it, that is by design. But that everyone will say someday, all of your creation, everything that you created for 6,000 years, they'll say, how marvelous are your works. Actually, only lies was the inheritance of our fathers. But now we understand the truth. We have learned that we have never worshipped a true God. All this we thank you for in your precious name, YHWH. Hallelujah. Semper Fi. I'd like to read the last text that I love to read. Psalm 78:2. And I shall open my mouth in proverbs or in parables. I shall speak things hidden from times of old. Let me ask you, everything that I spoke of, was it hidden? Since when? Since the very creation. Everything that I spoke of was hidden since the very beginning. And it's still hidden. It's still hidden for all the rest until someday they understand all the truth. The destiny is written, but concealed. The end is inevitable. And it won't be the end that people believe. It'll be a glorious end. An end of salvation, not of destruction, a day of light. It is exactly all the contrary what Yahweh says. The day of Yahweh is a day of darkness, of great darkness, without light. Actually, the day of the Mashiach is the day of great light, of the greatest light, a light that will illuminate the entire world like it has never been illuminated before. It'll be the most glorious day, not of darkness. And of that we shall speak next Shabbat and the one after that. Let the laurels be eternal that we knew how to achieve. crowned with glory, let us live. Or let us swear with glory to die. Long live the Mashiach. Hallelujah to every one of you. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to give us a like. And we shall meet again, if Elohim allows it, next Shabbat. Hallelujah to every one of you.